Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Veterans Memorial Coliseum at the Marion County Fairgrounds for Blue Racers football here on TV 22. I'm your play-by-play man, Rob Whalen, along with my color commentator, Mike McGinnis. Our sideline reporter, Allie Baylock, will be joining us momentarily. If you've been paying attention over the last couple of weeks, you know it's been a sad time for football because there is none. But that changes tonight as your Blue Racers host the Erie Explosion. It should be a pretty good game. In fact, earlier, had a chance to talk with Martino Theus, the head coach of the Marion Blue Racers. Here with head coach Martino Theus as we get ready for the second game of the season. And, Coach, last week you had a tough loss, but it was against a very good team. What did you learn about the Blue Racers?
Well, what did I learn? The main thing is that, we got to come out, we got to execute, put plays together, stop, get a couple key stops here and there. We'll win the game.
Now, you changed the offensive line from one week to the next. The big boys see them in practice. Are you worried about the transition with them just coming in?
No, not at all. Those are guys, they're veterans, so they know the game. So made the transition real easy.
Now, you switched quarterbacks last week at halfway through, and it looked like your team kind of got a little bit better rhythm in the second half. Does that give you good expectations for this week?
Yeah, it gave us good expectations. Leading up to this week, Adam Nugenberger, he is a good quarterback, so he gave us that spark that we really needed leading up into this game. So we're gonna have him at quarterback this week.
If somebody's looking at this roster up and down, they see the defensive line. You have Claude Roten, you have T-Mac. I mean, you have some big boys in that defensive line. How important is it for them to dominate?
Oh, it's key. The key, the main thing is, in arena ball, you get 4 points of pressure, and those 4 guys, they bring that 4 points of pressure that we really need.
Injury report for your players. You've had a couple of nicks. What does it look like for this week?
Well, football is football. Everybody's going to get banged up. See, I'm banged up myself, so, it is what it is. The guys, they just got banged up, gladiators, when they collide with each other, somebody got to get hurt.
Well, it's a tough league when the head coach has an injury. Arena football, you've been around it for a while, and the speed of arena football for fans that haven't been around it is something that's amazing. But it takes a different kind of player, doesn't it, than what you see on the outside in terms of speed, in terms of really instincts and catching a ball that quickly.
Yeah, it's the same concepts of outside on the inside, but it is played on a smaller field. It is a faster paced game. With the rookies coming in from the outside, learning the inside game, it made a kind of a hard transition, but the guys that we have now, they made the transition by us playing in a high, small capacity space. They make the transition very well.
You come from an arena background, so how much easier is it for a head coach that has been around arena football as opposed to somebody that's coming in from maybe outside football?
Well, you just try to teach them the dynamics and the dimensions of the game, and just tell them don't be scared of the wall, because that's the first thing they shy away from is the wall. The wall is undefeated. It's never going to lose. And I tell my players that, look, you can run into it because the wall is never going to lose.
For people at home that have no clue what it's like to be tackled on the field, you talk about the walls, but there's not a lot of give in the floor either. I mean, you're talking about maybe an inch worth of padding. What's that like? I mean, it's not grass. It doesn't give away a little bit.
I tell you what, it's just like lining up some boards along the sidewalk and lay the carpet down on the street and play from sidewalk to sidewalk. That's what it is. That's all it is.
And plain and simple, it's still football.
It's still football.
Coach, good luck tonight.
Hey, thanks.
Mike, talking with Coach Theus, you hear a couple of things. First of all, indoor football, very much different than the outdoor kind, and he talks about the walls and the padding on the floor. Those change everything.
Oh, yeah, when you're outside, you have the dirt, you have that grass. It's like a cushion. When you're in here, I'm feeling this ground right now. It's rock hard. It's like carpet on top of concrete. And then you have, if you can see in the background, there's concrete walls with padding on it. It's about 2 inches thick.
If that, yes.
If that. And it's different. You'll get hurt, but it's football. And like Coach said, football's football, indoors or outdoors. You got to play the game.
Now, one thing that is probably a little bit different is the speed of the game. It's a rolling clock, and these players are also having to get those passes out. With only 3 linemen, it changes things sometimes with the speed, the count, but it's also easier on the defense because, when that receiver rolls around, that's when it's time to play.
Yes, when the receiver hits that line of scrimmage, if they don't snap the ball, it's a penalty. So the defense take that to their advantage, but the offense has that head start there on that receiver taking it off.
Now, something that should keep in mind, we have a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year and T-Mac, Thomas McKenzie, and he's got that snap count down to an arc.
Yeah, I heard all week that he's learned how to look at the receiver, and he knows that ball's going to be snapped, and he can jump every single time and not get that penalty.
Now, our sideline reporter, Allie Balak, had a chance to speak with the Erie Explosion head coach and really talked about how this is the first game of the season and what to expect.
Thanks, Rob. I'm here with Erie Explosion's head coach, Sean Lyota. It's nice to have you here today. What are you expecting out of your team in your first game of the season?
Well, I mean, we're coming out first game of the year. Obviously, you know, we've got to make sure that we're sharp and consistent for 4 quarters, and that's a difficult thing when you're going into a first game. Marion has an advantage. They've played a game. You know, they played last week. We were still in training camp. So a lot of they were able to work out a lot of jitters. They made some lineup changes this week. We haven't been able, obviously, to do that because we haven't been out there with the bullets flying yet in a game situation. So, you know, we've just got to make sure we come out, we manage the game, we're consistent, and we play for 4 quarters.
Right, and you have seen film, I'm assuming, from last week of Marion, but the whole entire team has changed really this week. How do you feel about that, and how is your team going to react?
Well, I know a lot of these guys from last year. You know, we had some battles with them last year. They brought some familiar faces back. I kind of knew they would. Obviously, you know, they have some new faces, same as we do. So they're a great team. Believe it. I mean, make no mistake about it. They're a great football team. We've got a major challenge here tonight. You know, without a doubt, we've got a first-year quarterback coming in here. This is his first game action. This is going to be a hostile environment. I've been doing this a long time. This is one of the most difficult arenas to play in. So, you know, we've got our backs up against the wall, but I think we're ready for the challenge.
Do you think Smetanka will be well today in his first game of the season?
I sure hope he does. You know, or else we'll be making some calls and getting somebody else in there. So, you know, he's done a great job in camp. I think he'll do very well, and you know, I have all the confidence in the world in him.
Great, looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Allie. Now, something that Coach talked about, this is their first game of the season. Marion's already had one, but the Erie Explosion haven't. How big of an advantage do you think that is for the Blue Racers?
I think it's a great advantage. They had a week to prepare, mess with to get the bugs out, get the right personnel in there that maybe last week wasn't up to par, that they couldn't really finish what they needed to do. And this week you have the whole new offensive line, like Coach Diaz said earlier. But when it comes into Erie has that game film that they got from last week. So they're able to look and see, okay, this is what they're running. But of course, they played last year, so they have some familiar faces. Mm-hmm. But here, like Erie's coach said, that film could help a little bit, but there is new personnel. It's a new game. It's week to week. You can't really tell.
First game of the season at any level, whether it be Pee Wee, whether it be the professionals, there's always those butterflies, the uncertainty of the game, but just wanting to get out there and play. I would think, and you might be the best one to answer this, composure could be a big key for how Erie does tonight.
Yes, composure, they got to keep it. And when they come out, they will have that preseason jitters. First game, they're going to have that intensity, but they need to be able to keep that intensity. Because when you come out that first game, you have all the hype. You have everything going through your body. But you have to sustain it throughout the game. You can't let it all go in the first quarter, the second quarter, come out the second half, and then be drained. They got to be able to do the full 4 quarters.
Speaking of drain, I saw a whole crate of bananas. They're ready to go. Cramps shouldn't be an issue, folks. We have football on the way next on TV 22 Blue Racers Football.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the home opener for your Marion Blue Racers and the Erie Explosion. On your feet as we introduce this year's Marion Blue Racers.
I'm ready for football. We need our headsets on?
Number 2,
we got 15 minutes.
Number 4, Kevin Citrey. Number 5, John Lewis. Number 6, Eric Evans. Number 7, Henry Barbosa. Number 8, Eric Central.
Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Coliseum at the Marion County Fairgrounds as the Marion Blue Racers get ready to host the Erie Explosion here on Marion Blue Racers Television, TV 22. I'm Rob Whalen along with my broadcast partner Mike McGinnis for the first home game of the season. Marion comes into the night's contest 0-1, having lost last week to Saginaw 49-28. The Erie Explosion have not played this season, but they certainly played last year, very familiar with each other. Mike?
Yeah, the coach is telling us from Erie that there's a couple different players, but they do see some familiar faces out there, and that they were really looking forward to this first game, and it's going to be a great one.
Back deep for the Blue Racers, it'll be number 8, Jeremy Satchel, and number 21, that's Bryson Lawrence, and it'll be number 14 doing the kicking for the Erie Explosion, Sean Rouser. You can hear the vuvuzelas in the background.
I believe
unfortunately, there's some duck calls down there too. Here comes the kick. And remember, everything's in play unless it goes out of bounds. You keep the football. That's a short kick. Going to be taken just at about the 7-yard line. That's by number 8, Jeremy Satchel. Satchel up to the 20, the 25. He's going to get hit into the wall. And, folks, that's about the only part of the wall that gives on either side right there where they come in. Either way, Mike, though, I don't wish to be hitting the wall anywhere.
No. Right now, I would say that's 1st and 10 for the Marion Blue Racers on the Erie 22-yard line. And, folks, if you don't know arena football, as you can see on the field, it is a 50-yard field, the 25-yard line being the middle of the field.
And doing the quarterbacking for the Marion Blue Racers will be number 2, Adam Nugebauer, who came in last week halftime to replace Woodley. And let's see how they do real quick. It's a quick screen to that motion man, or a quick pass out to that motion man, number 8, Jeremy Satchel, just shy of the 20-yard line. And remember, in indoor football, you have that man in motion that comes around in the half circle once he hits the line of scrimmage, and they gave him a great spot.
Oh, they did. It's 2nd and 5 now from the 17-yard line.
And it'll be Satchel again running out of that motion. Nugebauer under center. He's going to hand off this time. Number 4 is Kevin Sitgraves, and Sitgraves gets whacked by number 11. That's Brandon McElwee.
Not after picking up 2 yards, bringing up a 3rd and long 3.
And you can see on both sides there is officials and a coach on each side. Martino Theas out there, the head coach for the Blue Racers. Looks like the defense coordinator, and there goes Satchel in motion again. Satchel's down the court. Nugebauer's looking for help. He's going to keep it down to the 10, and that should be good enough for a first down, as it looks like he got on the other side of the Erie 10.
Yes, that was a great read by the quarterback. Coming around the edge, not seeing anybody. The offensive line did their job. They pinned the outside. Number 75, Price, did a great job pancaking his defensive lineman. Quarterback took it for the first down, bringing up 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
Something, kind of a difference you'll see between the Marion and the Erie lines is Marion very bulky, not very tall. Here's Neugebauer sitting back, and there was a time pattern, and number 7, Andre Barboza, did not turn around in time. That looked like a strike, and it just looked like he threw it to the wrong shoulder.
He threw it just behind him. It was a great pass. It was great location. Just that timing was just a little off. That's something they can work out later on during the game as it progresses.
Well, you wonder how much time Neugebauer's had with the first team after Woodley started last week. So kind of wonder what the timing's like. As Satchel goes in motion, hits that line. Neugebauer out to the near side. That's number 5, Sean Lewis. No, that looked like Evans on the back. And wait to see. It is Evans who caught that at the 5-yard line. Looks like. No, they're going to show him at the 4-yard line.
And tackle made by number 7 from Erie. That is Brandon Clark, right as Evans made that catch.
It looks like Marion comes out 3rd down. They got big T-Mac, Thomas McKenzie at the fullback position. Bryson Lawrence is the deep back, and they're going to pitch it far side to Lawrence. Lawrence looking for a hole. He has to squirm away, and there's a big block on the near side. Lawrence looking for the 5, the 3, jitterbugging, the 2, the spin, the 1.
Oh, is he in?
Is it a touchdown?
That's close.
No, he's shy.
They're going to mark him just short of the goal line, about the 1-foot line.
And Bryson Lawrence, you don't see much better jitterbugging, and I don't care what level of football you find.
Oh, yeah, it's going to bring up 4th and short.
And I would almost guarantee we're going to see a T-Mac run right here. Big Thomas McKenzie will not be stopped, I guarantee you. Here, Neugebauer's going to keep it. He's in, touchdown.
Touchdown, Marion Blue Racers. What a great first drive. That's how you open up a game.
Neugebauer with the touchdown. And there's a very slow player to get up. That's number 75, Robert Price. But he is up and lines up. And the River's Edge extra point pending. Remember, they have a bucket down there that if number 14, the kicker, Seth Burkholder, hits it, puts it in the bucket, big prize waiting. And the River's Edge extra point is good. And your Marion Blue Racers lead this game 7-0. Welcome back to Marion Blue Racers football. Adam Neugebauer, the quarterback, with less than a 1-yard scramble, puts the Blue Racers up 7-0. Now we have the kickoff coming at the 10:45 mark, so that drive from kickoff to touchdown took 4 minutes, 15 seconds. And, folks, if you're looking for defense, tonight might not be the night. It is indoor football.
Indoor football. It's all offense, short field, and it takes a good defense to keep the score down.
Well, here's a kick. Low line drive, got to bounce at the 5. Takes a weird hop as number 21, Quaheem Smith takes it. 15, jitterbugs. Nice hit. That was a hard shoulder-to-shoulder hit from number 4.
And we got a scuffle down there.
And there's the flag. And number 20 is dancing, Jason Nixon, and you wonder, I think that's going to be on Nixon.
I don't know, but I saw him on the ground. They were tossing some blows, and apparently the flag came out a little bit too late, in my opinion.
Well, we saw it in the pregame introductions. These teams were jawing to get started, and really the jawing hasn't stopped. So we're waiting to see what the flag is. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. The question is, who's it going to be against? And it is. And it is on number 20, Jason Nixon, who got up, and he was hot, and he was a little bit too hot, it appears.
Yes, and arena football, you got to keep her cool, but there is that energy on the field. It's a different type of football energy because you're contained, and you want to, like you said, you want to let it just out.
Now we're going to see the Blue Racers defense for the first time, highlighted by number 90. That's Claude Roten from LSU, and right beside him, T-Mac Thomas McKenzie, the reigning defensive player of the year. Quarterback for the Erie Explosion is Aaron Smintaka, and there's a pickup, and that's going to be eaten as number 1, Alfonso Hogger, was able to recover, but right off the bat, it's a big, big blow to the Erie Explosion offense.
That's a 7-yard loss, bringing up a second and a long 17.
Now, that's bad enough when you have Roten and you have McKenzie coming at you, but if you're going to make mental mistakes without being pressured, it's going to be a long, long night.
What it looked like is they tried to throw the defense off by snapping the ball early, but the quarterback was not ready.
And again, it's number 3, Aaron Smintaka, out of the shotgun. He's got an extra blocker in there, Teofik Amakwoma. And Smintaka looks down the field. He's got a man, and that man is hit. The completion goes to number 8, Terry Jackson, but he is hammered by number 10, Chris Creighton.
It is a pickup of 12 yards, though, bringing up a 3rd and 5. Great route, great throw, put it exactly where he needed to put it, and Erie is on a roll.
That right there tells you the kind of hit you're going to see in indoor football. You got to hold on after you get hit. There's a man over the middle. There's a first down completion. He gets eaten up, but not before picking up the first down. And that's somebody we talked about in pregame, Alfonso Hoggard. 5'3", 150 pounds, but he escapes attention. He's so small.
Yeah, someone that small can get lost in the middle, and you can use that to your advantage.
Smintaka takes the snap out of the shotgun again. He had Hoggard and overthrew him.
Almost picked off.
That's one where if Hoggard was, 6'3", he would have had it.
Yes, and he was almost picked off there. Number 23 from the Blue Racers, Rakeem Rowland, bounced right off his outside arm.
I'll tell you one thing, with the quality of the Marion Blue Racers defensive line, the Erie Explosion offensive line so far is holding up rather well.
Yes, led by number 55, Dave McQuiston, 6'8", 360 pounds.
Big boy. And he's going up against Claude Roten. Matchup to watch. And there's a handoff up the middle. Hoggard, and that was forced as Roten forced him to dive inside right into the waiting arms of number 5, Sean Lewis. That was a great play. Roten was able to get inside of his man and force Hoggard into the middle.
Yeah, that linebacker did a great job following his defensive line. Defensive line did exactly what they're supposed to do. Clog the hole, let the linebackers do their job and fill the gap, make the tackle. 1 yard loss, 3rd down and 11.
And you see number 3, the quarterback, that's Aaron Smintaka. Man in motion, Smintaka back. Down to the near side, it's number 6, Andre London. He's going to have the reception, but he's going to just get past the original line of scrimmage. He's going to bring up about 3rd and 9.
Yeah, number 21, Bryson Lawrence, did a great job breaking on the pass. Actually, it's 4th and 9.
Yes, it is 4th and 9. Now, right now, I think the energy belongs and the momentum belong to the Blue Racers.
Yes, right now, if you look at the intensity, you look at the excitement coming from teams, right now, Marion is holding all of that. And I think that opening drive set that, too.
And obviously, if they get a stop here, that momentum just grows. Smintaka sends his man in motion. He's back at the 15. There comes the defense. And Lewis and Roten need him alive.
Great play by the defensive line. It's exactly what was needed to happen.
And now you'll realize that blitzing is different here in the league. You have to wait. And the defensive line was created the pressure, and there comes Lewis right up the middle, perfectly timed, perfectly legal, and that's a turnover on downs. Here comes Neugebauer, the quarterback, looking for. And on the field, we have a television timeout, so we're going to step aside Blue Racers football. And we're back with Blue Racers football following the timeout. 7-0 turnover and downs gives Marion the chance to grow that lead. And it's Neugebauer having to fall away, and he just throws it into the stands. And, folks, that's a free get every time.
Yeah, every time that ball goes in the stands, it's a free-for-all. If you get the ball, you take it home. Don't give it back.
Unfortunately, if you're a Blue Racers fan, you're not hoping that too many balls just get thrown away like that. Neugebauer faces a 2nd down and 10 as he gets the call in from the head coach, Martino Theus. And Martino out there without his the assistance of his wheelie. He's hoofing it out there on the field. He has that broken foot, which we talked about during the pregame show. Neugebauer sends his man in motion out of the shotgun, looks to the near side. Instead, he's going up the middle. Now can't find anybody. He throws it, hits it, hits the man. I believe that was number 8, Jeremy Satchel. And it was Satchel who catches the ball and gets it down to about the, I would say, 12-yard line.
It looks like they're going to get that to 9.
Wow.
That's a great spot. That is an 8-yard pickup, bringing up a 2nd down, and I'll give him 7. So 3rd down and 3.
And that's about as good of a spot as you could hope. That's twice now. Marion's got a very beneficial spot. As Neugebauer works out of the shotgun and sends his man in motion again. That's Satchel. He's going to hand it off. Bryce, that isn't Lawrence, I don't believe.
That's number 4.
Kevin Sitgraves. And Sitgraves does not get back to the line of scrimmage.
So it brings up a 4th and short. Let's see what Blue Racers are going to do. They're going to go for it.
They're going to give it to him at the original line of scrimmage there. So 4th in a long 2, short 3. They're going to send a man in motion, and very hard to kick a field goal, folks, even from this distance. So they're going to go for it on 4th down. And if they complete it, obviously, that momentum stays in their favor. Real quick turnaround, and there's a floater and a hit as that ball was tipped. Completely legal if that ball is tipped first. And
it was tipped. I saw the referee in the back put up his hands like a tipped ball, so nothing the receiver could do about that. It was a turnover, bringing up a 1st and 10 for the Erie at their own 12-yard line.
6 foot, 300-pound offensive lineman Robert Price with the tackle for the Blue Racers there. And it's not often he gets to just dump somebody onto the hard concrete. So even though it was a interception, ball turned over, incompletion would work pretty much the same way. So not all that bad, and probably a little fun for Price.
Yeah, give him something to do before he goes off the field.
Now the Marion Blue Racers defense, featuring on the line again, Roten and McKenzie. Have to watch them as Mintaka goes out of the shotgun. Far side, he hits his man. That's number 8, Terry Jackson. Jackson down past the 15, ran into the wall. Some late scuffling again, and that is Roten involved with Jackson. And head coach Sean Leota not happy about the non-call. I think he wanted a flag there as Jackson and Roten got into it. And that's not somebody you want whacking you into a wall, Claude Roten.
Not at all.
I'd be upset, too, if I lived through the experience. Here comes a 2nd and just about 6 from the Erie Explosion. Out of the shotgun, 2 receivers on the near side. That man in motion on the far sends him out in the roll around. And the handoff goes to number 1, Alfonso Hoggard. Hoggard gets down past the 20, close to the 25, and there's a 1st down.
He's just sneaky. Just a little body going through the hole, and he can just get by, and no one can see him.
I don't think T-Mac and Roten are ready for that. They have to reach down towards their knees to pick him up. Again, here's Hoggard, and Hoggard this time gets just absolutely pancaked by T-Mac.
Along with Brandon Davies coming in there from a defensive or from a safety position, doing a great job, only giving him a 2-yard pickup.
Folks, I can't impress upon you enough how thin this playing surface is, and underneath is pure concrete. Hoggard, who weighs 150 pounds, just got sandwiched below the 280-pound Thomas McKenzie. That couldn't have been too fun. Out of the shotgun now, 2nd and 9, and Mintaka goes to the 15. That's a completion of Michael Johnson. Johnson quickly wrapped up by number 21, Bryson Lawrence, but not before picking up that 1st down.
Yeah, that brings up at 1st and 10 from the Marion Blue Racer 14-yard line.
And as inefficient as the offense was on that first possession, they're rolling now. And that looked like a delayed snap. And that ball over the middle as the official
Great defense.
Now that's the referee there, number 79. You'll see on the screen. He bent down. He had to avoid the pass and the play. Great job by number 23, Rakeem Rowland, to break that pass up.
Honestly, if he wouldn't have had to duck for that ball, he would have called pass interference.
Yeah, his attention was elsewhere. 2nd and 10 from just shy of the Blue Racers' 15-yard line. Mintaka out of the shotgun again. They pressure the line. And the screen to Hoggard, no good. McKenzie jumps on it just in case it was a lateral. It wasn't, but that does bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, once that ball hits the ground, if before you hear that whistle, you go get that ball. There's always a chance that is a fumble.
And Thomas McKenzie is not going to stop. That's a motor that just keeps on ticking. Energizer Bunny. You don't win Defensive Player of the Year twice without having that kind of a motor. Brings up 3rd and 10 with just about 1:10 to play here in the ball game. Or in the first quarter, excuse me, not the ball game. And there's a keeper by Mintaka. He's at the 10, the 5. There's a helmet that popped off. That wasn't a ball. That was a helmet.
That's not something you see that often.
Well, that's a hit, and it was by number 27, I believe, Corey Sanders, who lost his helmet. Unfortunately, it did no good as Mintaka picks up the 1st down.
Yep, 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Now we got to see if the Blue Racers can make that goal line stand.
Here's Mintaka. out of that pyramid stack. Just one wide receiver. They're going to hand it out to Hoggard. Hoggard behind his line, and that's just not fair. He's too small to catch.
Yeah, behind 5 big bodies. He basically walked between their legs.
Yeah, Hoggard with the touchdown makes it 7-6 with the River's Edge extra point pending.
9 seconds left here in the first quarter.
And you can see the crowd up here in the end zone. They're waiting for that free ball. At least every kick on that side always results in a free ball. Vuvuzelas are out. There's the extra point, snap down, and it's good. And the River's Edge extra point makes it 7-7 with the Blue Racers getting the ball to start off the second quarter. We'll be back after this momentary television timeout. Welcome back to Marion Blue Racers home game, their first of the season. And the score 7-7 as we begin the second quarter following the Hoggard touchdown. And we were talking about off the air, 5'3", 350 pounds. I don't think Claude Roten's seen that kind of size since Pee Wee football, maybe.
I haven't seen that kind of size since Pee Wee football.
I know you don't see it in the SEC or the NFL. Here's a short kick, and that
off the ceiling
automatically dies as they whistle that off, and they mark it
where it hits, I think.
Yeah, close to the 20.
Looks like it's going to be about the 21 or 22-yard line.
They keep moving it. 24, 25. Now, wait. They are going to mark it at the 25-yard line.
At the midfield. 1st and 10, Marion Blue Racers.
Very low-scoring contest. There's 7 points each during that first quarter.
Yeah, usually in arena football, the points are added up pretty quickly.
Yeah, you usually look at a 45, 50-point game at least, and not on pace for that. In fact, not really even on pace to do that with both teams. And Neugebauer looks, and there's a hit as number 80, Leroy Johnson, the tight end, gets popped. And Johnson, I'm sure, will love to have his opportunity to run over somebody shortly.
Yeah. The ball was there. Great pass. Just couldn't hang on to it.
And that's the difference, folks. You think you playing in the backyard, you can catch a football. That's all well and good, but how do you catch it when you're being hit and driven to the cement? That's the difference between these guys in your normal backyard tossing of the game. And there's Barboza getting the pass. He's at the 20 and gets his legs taken out from under him. And now there's another scuffle on the sidelines as Barboza and Johnson, who just got popped, and I think Johnson might have retaliated for it. As we wait for the officials to declare what's going on.
I don't know. All I saw was a flag up in the air and people start running.
And the official was pointing in the direction of number 7, Brandon Clark. I don't know if that meant, he was the proponent of, or the recipient of the flag, or what exactly, and the officials keep pointing. Here it comes.
That was a retaliation.
Waheem Smith and Johnson getting in trouble, but it's an offsetting foul. Brings up 3rd and 5. Unfortunately for the Blue Racers. Got to be careful. Retaliation is never a good thing, and it almost always gets caught.
Yes.
Especially when the officials know it's coming as well as we do. Out of the shotgun, 3rd and 5. It's Adam Neugebauer. Neugebauer goes to the air, intended for Barboza. It was overthrown. I don't think anybody could have caught that one. Brings up 4th and 5 from the 20-yard line. And Burkholder's coming in. Looks like they're going to attempt a field goal.
Yeah, but you can never expect a field goal when the quarterback is holding.
Yes. McKenzie. And we got the official scorekeeper. This is a 37-yard field goal. And he's right. 27 plus the 10. Kick is up. And that's good. 3 points.
Oh, no. Oh, that looked good from here.
Yeah, we must be at a crooked angle or something there. Timeout. There's an official running to the other side.
Getting another ball.
Oh, no, he's got one on the field. I didn't know what he was doing. Now the ball placed at the 5-yard line. Almost works like a punt, though.
Why not?
Yeah. You make it, great, you get some points. If not, you pin him towards that 5-yard line. And it's still 7-7. Again, folks, the clock runs here in indoor football. You'll see that, not only are they usually high scoring, but very quick games.
As you can see by the time right now.
12:28 as we begin the third offensive possession for the Erie Explosion. And it'll be a number 3 against Mintaka. And Mintaka, just escaped to safety. And there's Lewis is down. As number 24, that's Brandon Davies, loses his helmet. Lewis took a shot, immediately winced, but able to get back up, shake it off. And Claude Roten unhappy because he knows he had a safety right there.
That's the second time Davies' helmet has popped off this game.
Somebody's hitting somebody.
And it looks like Davies likes hitting. If your helmet's popping off, that means you like hitting.
And it's Davies working his way towards that line. They send the man in motion. Sventaka does not like the current situation as his line hits him again. The ball is incomplete on the near side. He had to get rid of it because he had T-Mac McKenzie and Claude Roten in his face.
Yeah, when you have the defensive line in your face every time you throw the ball and you're in your own end zone, you got to get rid of it quick.
And we talked about it all pregame as we stood and watched the pregame warm-ups, that big matchup between number 55, the offensive lineman Dave McQueston, and Claude Roten. We knew it was going to be a good one. Folks, it hasn't disappointed. Smintaka works out of that shotgun again, sends his man in motion. That's Terry Jackson. Smintaka looks down the field. He's got to get rid of it. Short hops it. If he hadn't misthrown it, Raheem Rowland had not only an easy pick, but maybe a pick 6.
Yeah, the ball bounced 1 yard in front of him on his back pedal. And when you're a DB on a back pedal, it is very hard to stop and go forward to catch a ball.
Well, now they're facing a 4th and 11. And they bring on the kicker / punter / just try to get the ball out of the end zone, hopefully. And now a timeout on the field. As Coach Sean Leota did not like the call.
It looks like they had an extra player on the field.
Yeah, he also, I don't think, liked the situation at all. Bad situation for the Erie Explosion. They're backed up into their own end zone. No matter what they do, the quarterback or the punter or the kicker will have to do so out of their own end zone, with a safety being the obvious worry.
Yeah, that plus they're kicking a field goal. And you are kicking it with the speakers and everything right in the middle of the ceiling. So it can't be too high.
Well, in the outdoor leagues, and I'm not just talking about, the NFL, but any outdoor league, you have to, when you punt, when you kick, you want to get it high. Especially to avoid, blocks and things. But in indoor football, you really have to change your kick. Now here, they can kick the ball. It's obviously probably going to be short, but then that acts as a punt. So that's the difference here. You're not going to see him drop back and drop it off his, maybe he is going to drop it off his toe.
Maybe it might be a drop kick.
Oh, there you go. It's not something you see every day, folks.
Oh, no, but it looks like he's going from a spot, so it's probably going to be held.
And wait to see who's going to be doing the holding, as I thought it was going to be Terry Jackson, the wide receiver.
It is going to be Terry Jackson.
It is. And back deep will be number 8, Jeremy Satchel. In front of him, Bryson Lawrence at the 20. If it hits the ceiling, obviously it's dead, and if it goes in, it's 3 points. It does hit the ceiling. And there's another pop. And there's some, oh no. Okay.
That's number 24, Brandon Davies again, with his helmet popping off.
Somebody may want to fix Davies' helmet. Equipment guy. What's interesting, folks, is at halftime we're going to have our sideline reporter, Allie Baylock, down there on the field. But the way the schedule goes, it's winning coach to interview one time and the losing coach at halftime interviewing at another. What do we do if there's a tie?
That's a very good. Maybe just do
visiting first, home last, or swap. I don't know.
We'll find out. Unfortunately, we're going to put that one on Allie to figure out. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Blue Racer football, first home game of the season here at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, the Marion County Fairgrounds. And they are marking the ball for the Blue Racers at the 10.
First and goal from the 10, so that's a 7-yard kick.
You're not going to get to the big leagues kicking like that.
But it hit the ceiling, so it's down.
The Blue Racers not having far to go, but they still have to put it in, and it's going to be a toss near side. Lawrence at the 10,
and
at
the 8,
and then flag on the play. Barboza down there on the field, getting into it again with number 21, Quahim Smith. That wasn't where the penalty flag came in long before that. And one official's taking the other official to the sideline. Find out what the call is momentarily.
It's in the area of either false start, illegal motion, or holding.
It is a false start against
illegal
defense.
Illegal defense.
And remember, folks, it's a little bit different. You have to line up on certain gaps. Unlike the NFL where you can stunt, you got to be careful with that. You have to be careful with your blitzes. They have to be timed out, come in certain places as well. All because there's only 3 linemen, you have to be very careful, and they want the offense to shine. Not just here, but in any arena of football. As Lawrence gets the handoff, he's in from the. There's a flag. Wait to see, and right immediately it's number 90.
And it looks like they're going to call holding on that.
Or number 80, Leroy Johnson. Is that a red flag? What's that down there in the end zone?
Looks like an orange flag from one of the belts.
The penalty goes against Robert Price on a hold, so the Bryson Lawrence touchdown wiped out. Following the hold on Robert Price, it'll be first and goal from the original 10. So one penalty for the Explosion, one penalty for the Blue Racers, and we're right back to where we started with 9:25 coming on the clock. They send Sedgwick in motion as Neugebauer looks down the field, look for somebody. He has to, and there's a nice block to pick up. And he throws it across the field, and I gotta ask who he was throwing to.
Well, number 7, Andre Barboza, was wide open, but when you are coming to the right, you're rolling right, and you throw across your body to the far opposite corner, he just couldn't get it there, but he was wide open.
That looked like a typical Brett Favre throw, and unfortunately there's a reason why Brett Favre's thrown the most interceptions in the NFL history. He takes a lot of chances, and right now, 7-7 game, you got to be very careful about the chances you take. Neugebauer luckily avoided the interception, brings up second and 10 second and goal from the 10. Neugebauer sends his man in motion, 2 on the near side, 1 on the far. He's going to run it up. No, he's going to throw it.
Oh, and Neugebauer got hit hard after the throw.
That ball intended in the corner to Barboza. Incomplete, brings up third and goal from the 10. As they get the call in again from Martino Theus. Remember, folks, each team allowed 1 coach on the field at any point in time. You'll see the coaches rotate out, defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators, head coaches.
And basically any coach that wants to be on the field, at their choice.
Seniority usually speaks, though. And it's the Blue Racers mascot again in the end zone as he watches the play develop before him. Neugebauer scrambles. He just throws. Neugebauer's got to be very careful. That's the second throw on this exchange where that's been very close and not a good throw.
Yeah, when you're going down like that, you don't toss a ball. That could end up very badly. Anybody could have gotten that interception, and there was nobody to stop him either because everybody was downfield or blocking. There was wide open field, so you never want to take that chance. Bringing up a 4th and goal.
And we're going to see Seth Burkholder come in for a second attempt at a field goal. Ball's down, kick is up. And that is good this time. As Burkholder gives the Blue Racers a 10-7 lead. With 7:04, we have a media timeout down the field, so we'll step aside and take care of some business. Welcome back to Blue Racers football, 7:04. It's the field goal by Seth Burkholder. Gives the Blue Racers the lead, 10-7, and the kickoff bounced up at the 8-yard line, taken by number 21. That's Raheem Smith. And Smith gets the ball out close to the 20-yard line, which is where the Erie Explosion take over on offense.
Yep, 1st and 10 from the 19. 6:49 here in this first half. Clock still rolling, as always. And Marion Blue Racers up 10-7.
I don't know how many times I've been to a high school football game, Mike, where I wish the clock had just kept rolling.
I could name a few.
You've probably been involved with a few.
I have. And it's not fun.
With 6:25, it'll be number 3, the quarterback, Aaron Smintaka. 6'4", 210 pounds, out of St. Vincent College. And that's a directed run. And he ran right into the back of his guy. I don't know how he didn't see that.
He pushed his guy off the block, giving number 33, Raymond Saunders, a clear path to tackle him.
Woo, that's not necessarily the smartest thing I've seen so far today.
Nope.
Especially considering if he jitterbugged one way or the other, he had another at least 5 yards.
Yeah, because there's nobody there.
And if he had jitterbugged right, who knows where he would have found himself. So I don't know what he was thinking there, but I definitely wouldn't push up my blocker off of a tackler. Either way, it's 2nd down and about 6. As Smintaka looks down the near side, he goes across the middle, tried to find, I don't know if that was intended for Jackson or Johnson, kind of in between the two.
Yeah, it was either too high or too low. So it was not a good pass from this view.
You know it's a bad play when you can't tell how bad the pass was.
I'm going to say it was too high.
Well, I was thinking it was too low, so somebody figure it out here. 5:10 to play as we face 3rd down and 6. Smintaka, following a bad decision on the run, throws a weird pass. And that brings us up to 3rd and 6. Here comes the pass rush for the Blue Racers as Smintaka looks down. He's got a spy. He floats one out, and Hoggard, you got to say Hoggard did everything he could to catch that ball. It was just a bit thrown, maybe a half a yard wrong way to the right, but it was a good effort by Hoggard.
And he laid out on that. And as described earlier, they're playing on a thin piece of padding on concrete. So basically, picture putting up plywood outside in your street, laying carpet over the street, and suiting up playing some football and diving on that.
Well, unfortunately, I think for Hoggard at 5'3", 150 pounds, he realizes this might be the only time he gets to play professional football. He's got to give it his all.
That is true.
He probably has to work harder than anybody. As Smintaka faces 4th and 6, Smintaka has Hoggard, and Hoggard gets ran into the board.
Oh, you just saw him bounce off the ready to rent sign.
That looked like a cage match where you just whapped the guy into the cage and watch him fall. I mean, Hoggard just everything into it. And now a timeout called on the field. That is wait a second. Smintaka over there with the coach, and there's something about the jersey or the arm padding. I'm not sure exactly what.
Blood. Looks like there's blood.
There is on his elbow. We can see it from up here. Smintaka has to come out of the game maybe. They do it. They just called for our sideline reporter, Allie, reporting to the end zone. Allie, of course, poor girl's been here all day long. She helps with the Blue Racers while she goes to the Ohio State University. Plans on going into law. And today she's going to be interviewing what it looks to be Coach Martino Thias first at halftime. As the Blue Racers lead 10-7, of course, Smintaka. And now there's a new quarterback, as you see, number 5, Michael Johnson on the field. And they may have done that on purpose.
They might have, but that... Let's see what the referee's going to call. So it brings up a 5-yard penalty So it's going to be first down and 15.
But Smintaka back into the game.
I think that they were probably doing that on purpose, just to give him time.
I got to admit, that might have been a smart move if you didn't have much faith in Johnson. As Smintaka with first and 15. He's going to hand it off. It's Hoggard. Hoggard gets tripped up by Lewis at about the 20-yard line. Great job there by number 5, Sean Lewis, who's that defensive end in the three-man front. You have Lewis and McKenzie on the ends and Roten in the middle. That is a very stout defensive line.
Oh, number 55, McQuinn Davis back on. Yeah, he's going to be timeout. Defense is a little confused there.
As number 55, you just talked about, Marquin Davis, 6'7", 275 pounds, and he was late getting in. Trust me, you want to get that man in when you need it.
Yeah, we had a good chance to see the team practice on Tuesday night.
He's a tree.
He's a tree. I'm 6'5", and I would. It says he's 6'7". I think he's more 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah,
and folks, I'm telling you, if they told me he was a walking redwood, I'd believe it. I mean, it's a long way to look up there. And unfortunately, as we talked about, we saw him in practice on Tuesday. I turned around and he was right behind me. I got scared.
You jumped
because he was coming towards me.
Well, as you saw in the pregame show, I mean, everybody else here saw it too. He came up right behind you, and you didn't know what to do.
I get scared. You know, folks, I'm 6'1", 230 pound, give or take, but I'm a small heavyweight. He's a super heavyweight. We don't belong in the same weight class.
You didn't get scared when I first walked by you.
Well, no, but you look happy. He didn't. Smintaka on the field looks around. He throws away, but flags all over the place.
And I believe that'll be an illegal substitution on the defense.
Wait and see. And they are talking up here. There's some coaching problems. As they're in the box, wait to see. But I think you're right on that one, Mike.
So I saw McQuinn Davis coming off the field.
And that moves the ball 5 yards. Wait.
Did they say automatic first down?
Evidently.
They did say automatic first down.
And, folks, again, there's changes in the rules. And we'll keep you informed all the way through if we can. As Smintaka gives the ball off to Hoggard. Hoggard off past the 10 down to the 5. And Hoggard is quick. And, folks, I feel
he rolled right into his player's knee, too.
And
number four, Teofik Amakomawa.
I'm leaving that to you. Well, I believe, folks,
Amakomawa.
Teofik Amakomawa.
And he was slow to get up, but he shook it off, and he's back in line. He's limping pretty good, so that's something that at halftime they'll have to take a look at, maybe tape it up a little bit.
Again, Hoggard's like a little bullet. And here we go with, again, they move out as McKenzie moves in, and they knew there was going to be a run. Couldn't get him. Great job blocking. Touchdown for the Erie Explosion.
And he just snuck in again.
And there's something going on. Flag on the field, and I believe that's going to go against the head coach, or against the coach. What's going on? The coach just threw something on the field. There's a red flag.
But the coach got a flag.
I believe so. He was high. They just scored a touchdown, too.
I don't know what's going on down there. He was not happy.
That's about as irate as you see a coach.
No.
And unfortunately, here in indoor football, that's very clearly you can see the coach.
So, as the coach down there talking to the referee, waiting to see what the call is. I don't know what kind of penalty they can call on the coach. Unsportsmanlike?
I don't know. I'm wondering what the red flag signifies as. I can't believe there's a video replay challenge here.
Yeah, usually the red flag means video replay. I don't know.
We just got word that it's a challenge of some kind. The coach challenged a play, but I can't imagine he challenged a play. He had a challenge. There had to be a flag call, but unfortunately, I only see one flag.
The flag was thrown after he ran onto the field yelling at somebody.
he was in. Maybe they ruled that he hit the wall. He didn't. From our point of view, I got to admit, if they ruled him down in any way, shape, or form, they're wrong on that end. I'll say that. It looked very easily like Hoggard scored a touchdown. Now, after that is the question mark. What is he challenging, and what is the flag? I can tell you this. The argument continues, folks. I got to imagine that the officials are not going to be happy when this is finished.
See, they're arguing over a call, but if I was the coach and I scored a touchdown, I wouldn't argue one bit.
I got it. You've got to wonder what the call is. I thought he was in. Now, the ball has been moved back. I don't see the kicker out for... Yeah, now that I see the kicker on the field. Number 14, Sean Rouser. Now, I would imagine if Rouser's coming out to kick an extra point, then you have to question what the coach is arguing about. Now, you have... Wait a second.
It looks like he's arguing illegal defense is what he's...
But argue it when it matters. Argue it when it's tough. Don't give away an argument, I would think. Here we go.
Here's the explanation.
Folks, I've seen a lot of things in my days. I've seen a lot of football. That's the first time I've ever seen a coach get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on a touchdown.
And he's still high. Look at him over there on the sidelines.
Yeah,
he has a bald head, so you can tell the color. I used to be bald too. I shaved my head, and people could tell if I was angry or not.
Yeah, he's definitely looking like he grew a tomato on his shoulders right now. Extra point is up. Extra point hits. Oh, and it's close. In the VIP area, and we have a 14-10 score with 1:48 to play in the game. The coach for the Erie Explosion, the defensive coordinator, not happy. Folks, I think you're right, Mike, when you say that it was a illegal defense that he was arguing. But again, I can't help pointing out, why not point that out to the officials when it cost you yards or cost you points instead of when you actually score a touchdown?
If Hoggard would have been tackled for a 5-yard loss or a big thing against you. Not when you score a touchdown.
Yes, I would think that that's giving away a strategic advantage if you know that it's there.
Yeah. If something like that happens, I wouldn't argue it then. I'd go in at the half with 1:48 to go and say, hey, on that touchdown run, they were lining up wrong. Give the referee a little heads up. Make him look at it the next time. But
you don't throw that flag.
Give your team a penalty because of that. That's not something you want to do.
Well, it's not something we would do, but again, there's a reason we're up here in the crow's nest. He's down there coaching. Maybe we're wrong.
Yeah, maybe as a coach you got to express your passion right then. But I wouldn't take a penalty for it.
Yeah, and folks, we're saying that it's the wrong thing to do, but something to keep in mind is that emotions down on the field are different than the emotions up here. We have the option of looking at it logistically up here. We can look at it and say, well, that's the wrong move. Down on the field, you have a lot more emotion, you have a lot more passion, a lot more energy on the field. Maybe that's why. We'll never know, because I doubt very highly he's going to talk about it to us later on. 1:48 comes as Rouser kicks off. Back deep, it'll be Satchel. Satchel's going to take it out of the end zone, into that show play, or into the is that Renner Center down there?
Yeah.
That beautiful tables almost ruined by a kick. And the poor VIPs down there that are having chicken and beverages. You have to watch for flying balls down there.
Yeah, that's a free football.
Free football with chicken. I can take that. Well, no, I can't. They won't let me have the chicken.
You've been talking about that all night.
Yes. Well, what's unfortunate, they put a guard on the chicken to keep us from it.
Yeah.
Evidently, they know we like chicken. Well, folks, 1:48 on the clock.
And 20 yards to go.
Marion Blue Racers have a chance to take the lead and really snatch momentum. And I can't imagine what the tomato coach down there would say if that happens. And it's Neugebauer. Sends his man in motion. This time it's out. Now timeout.
No, flag.
And I think number 6, unfortunately, Eric Evans, may have moved a little bit too challantly, we'll say.
I don't understand that call.
Well, in indoor football, you have to move a certain way when you do that wraparound circle, that sort of fish hook. And unfortunately, I think he went too far around on the fish hook. There you go.
They get to go like a certain amount of yards back.
And he's hit. It don't matter where Eric Evans goes. Oh, you get him open. Nice job. Thrown down, but that was a nice job to hit Satchel.
Flag.
And that's on the near side. It's either going to be on Evans or against the man covering Evans, number 8, Terry Jackson. Wait to see. But Eric Evans was absolutely hammered when he came across the line of scrimmage.
They could call defensive holding on that, too, not letting him up.
You're right. He was tackled. I mean, he was hit, and I think he was held down.
Now, do you take the penalty?
You almost have to because.
Or do you take the 10-yard? I think the penalty is 5 yards, isn't it?
Automatic first down. The illegal contact, that is declined because the ball was caught at the 10. So that's the difference between the defensive holding and the illegal contact. So they don't have to worry about it. Great move and great situation for the Blue Racers.
Minute 23, first and goal.
Remember, folks, at the 1 minute mark of the second half, the clock stopped. Or at the second and fourth quarters, the clock stops. And here's a nice hard run by Kevin Sitgraves down to about the 6-yard line, and he had to fight for every yard he got.
And the clock is still rolling with 1:04 to go.
And it'll stop at the 1 minute mark. There's the official whistle. And the clock will stop. It'll run like a normal, what you may be used to in the college or pro ranks, except the clock doesn't stop for the moving of chains. It only stops on incompletions and regular stoppages. And now the Spirit Squad is out, giving out some freebies. And the crowd has grown as the nights progressed. Did get a little bit of snow, almost a squall, prior to the game. And I can still see people coming in towards the ticket booth. Now on the field, we have a timeout as we hit that 1 minute mark. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, Ali Baylock will be talking to both head coach Martino Theus and Sean Leota from the Erie Explosion. And while it hasn't been as high scoring of a game as you'd expect from an indoor football game, it has been a very entertaining game.
This is a great night for football. And when you're on a Saturday night, the regular football season's over. What else is there to do on a Saturday night? Except be at the Marion Coliseum watching your Blue Racers play some football.
There you go. And 2 weeks is too long to go without football.
I know.
I hate the sun. I love baseball. Don't get me wrong, but I like having football year round.
But we do have to wait 2 weeks to come back here and do this again.
That's right, folks. Next home game will be on March 2nd as the Blue Racers host the Dayton Sharks, just down 75 and 309. Or there's other ways you can get to Dayton, maybe Route 4. But either way, just about a couple hours away, the Dayton Sharks will make that trip on March 2nd. Don't forget you can get your tickets at the Blue Racers office. We'll give that information to you momentarily as Neugebauer moves out, and they give the ball again to Sitgraves. Sitgraves at the 4-5, maybe before it hits the rugby scrum. And there's number 11, Brandon McElwee.
Third down and 6 again.
And the clock continues to run. Both teams have taken one timeout. They have 2 remaining in the half. No big deal, as you've got 2 plays basically to either get it in or not.
And they still got 2 timeouts.
So the Blue Racers are in a very good position to run out the clock one way or the other. As Neugebauer looks to the far side, now he goes in the back of the end zone, and that is intercepted. It is by number 21, Quahim Smith, intercepted in the end zone. So that'll be a touchback with 17 seconds to go in the half. And all of a sudden now, the Erie Explosion have a chance to maybe get a little momentum breaker.
Yeah, 17 seconds. A lot can happen in 17 seconds for arena football.
You can actually have 3.
Yeah, you can have 3 scores.
Well, the ball is going to be placed at the 5-yard line, so if we're going to get 1 score, it's going to go 25, 35, 45 yards. So I have to do the quick math. I'm used to looking at the 50-yard field, but
Well, it is a 50-yard field.
Or the 100-yard field. See, I'm so confused I can't count. And it'll be number 3, Aaron Smetanka. And there's a flag on the play as Smetanka gets tackled at about the 11-yard line, slides maybe to the 12. Wait to see what that flag is. With 12 seconds, it stops the clock. They're going to discuss it at the 10, point out. I believe that'll be against the offense.
This reminds me of a earlier high school game we had in the season last year.
Which one?
Elgin.
Oh, you're right.
There were 31 penalties that game.
Yeah, don't remind me. I had to count all of them. Thank you very much. And we're waiting. They're going to decline. And now that penalty goes against the Blue Racers. Is that an illegal defense?
Offsides.
Oh. I didn't hear who the penalty was against, but with 12 seconds on the clock, now a timeout immediately called. And unfortunately, I think the coach missed the opportunity. He cost himself 2 seconds by not calling the timeout while
the clock was stopped doing the penalty.
Oh, well. He might still be so mad at the refs he can't think straight. I mean, folks, he looked like his head was about to pop. Looked like a tomato that was too ripe, you know. At some point in time, it's just going to break open. And there were veins popping in his head. That was as mad of a coach as I've seen in a long, long time.
I know. We've seen a lot of mad coaches.
And I don't mean like, insane kind of mad. I mean angry to the point of...
fuming, boiling.
The steam coming out of the ears cartoon. That was the offensive coordinator for the Erie Explosion earlier. He
kind of like a Yosemite Sam mad.
Yeah. Whistle on the field with 10 seconds to play here in the half. And it's Smetanka. He's going to hand off to Hoggard. Call a timeout for that, folks. Hoggard is going to get tackled shy of the 20. And now an immediate timeout on the field with 2 seconds left. And I don't know why you're bothering to call a timeout if you're going to call a run.
I know. I don't understand a timeout, run play, timeout. Unless you can make a field goal from this distance.
Well, I'm looking to see if they bring in
They
Rouser.
are bringing him in. Number 14, Sean Rouser, is on the field. Oh, we've seen his leg, too. He does have the leg to make this. He just can't make it too high.
Yeah, and you remember, and that might be the thing. Either kick a field goal or kick it high. You run out the clock. But if he kicks a line drive and it stays in the field of play, the Blue Racers do have a chance to return it.
Or if you don't opt for the field goal, you throw a long pass, interception could be returned for a touchdown. So, I honestly, from my point of view, I think this is a great call.
We'll find out as Rouser set and Lawrence is back. There's the kicker is counting, making sure everything is set. Rouser, the kicker, weighs 170 pounds from Western Carolina. Waiting, and it's 2 seconds on the clock. The Vuvuzelas are out. Ball's down, kicks up, kick hits the ceiling, and it's down, but time expired. And that is how the half ends with 30 minutes of football gone. It's 14-10 in favor of the Erie Explosion. That means that we're going to hear from Allie Baylock momentarily with the head coach of the Erie Explosion, Sean Leota. Halftime here at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, Marion County Fairgrounds. You're watching Marion Blue Racers football here on TV 22. And they are, what was the dance they seem to be doing on the field?
The Cupid Shuffle.
I never heard of it. Of course, I just found out what the Harlem Shake was yesterday. Okay. No singing on the air.
What is the Harlem Shake?
This is the.
All I know is a bunch of people gyrate on camera.
It starts out. The whole point is it starts out with people doing their whatever they do, working, going about their merry little lives. And one person comes on, weirdly dressed, usually in his underwear, doing a dance, and then all of a sudden it breaks down, and when the video cuts, all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of furries or something. So that's what I seen. I've suggested that we use it here at the Blue Racers games, and I was told no. So we're not going to have any Harlem Shake. That being said, great game so far, 14-10. Very low scoring for an arena football or for an indoor football game, but very entertaining at that, Mike.
Very high energy. We've had some fights. We've had some great plays. We've had some breakdowns. We've had just one very good first half. It's what you come to expect with football. You come to expect the unexpected. Because if you know exactly what's going to happen, if you know it's going to be a lot of high scoring, what's the point? You want to come and you just want to see two teams go at it, knock each other's heads off, pick them back up, line up, and do it all over again.
You know, there's two schools of thought. Obviously, we come from the Smash Mouth, the Tim Hinton era, to be honest, at Harding. Well, that's what we grew up on, and that was the Woody Hayes 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Maybe a little bit of a kind of West Coast offense with him, but for all intents and purposes, it was dull, but it worked because he understood the fundamentals, and he made sure you understood the fundamentals. That's where we come from. So this is the kind of game that we love. Now, there's people here that came expecting a 60-50 shootout. But, folks, I don't care if there's a lot of offense or if there's a lot of defense. I just want it to be a close game, and right now it is. As we look at the halftime stats, so far it's been really an interesting situation. It's only 54 yards compared to 97 for Marion versus Erie. So Erie's almost doubled them up, but it's still only 14-10.
Well, you say that Erie's almost doubled them up, but you look at the kickoffs that Marion's gotten. They were starting on Erie's side of the field. They didn't have to go for the 5-yard line or the 10-yard line like Erie's had almost every time, because Marion has got them back deep and either had a turnover or something in the end zone to where they get the touchback.
And, problem is, you look at that and you say, well, they get the ball at 5 or the 10. They have to score from there. There's no, that's, and I guarantee you, we're going to talk to our sideline reporter, Allie Baylock, in just a moment. Right now, she's doing the Cupid Shake.
Cupid Shuffle.
Cupid Shuffle, that's right, with Stryker, the new Blue Racer mascot. And Allie all over the place, she's sideline / dancer. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She's kicked off her shoes, though. She's back to regular height. She keeps changing the height for us. Now, Allie will be talking with Coach Theus at just before half ends, and the reason I have to say, my point of view, Coach Theus would have for being upset in the locker room is great opportunities to score. You have to convert.
Yeah, and
now it's time to send it down. Cupid Shuffle is over. Cupid Shake, Cupid Shuffle.
Cupid Shuffle.
I'll get it right one day. After the Cupid Shuffle, we're going to send it down. Allie Baylock down with Coach Theus.
Coach Tino, how do you feel about losing right now?
Well, it's not a great feeling. All we got to do is go out, just execute a couple plays, and, hey, we'll be up 21. We'll be up 35-14 in about 2 minutes.
So you're looking at winning the second half of this game and pull it out?
Yeah, all we got to do is just keep executing and eliminate turnover. That's all.
Looking forward to it.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Halftime. Thanks, Allie. As she talks with Coach Theus, and obviously, I think anybody who's been around football knows that the worst feeling in the world is losing. So I got to commend Coach Theus for keeping the emotions in check, which is something that Sean Leota for the Erie Explosion did not. And the turnovers, we saw 2 interceptions by Adam Neugebauer, but I think the biggest mistake might have been Leota's challenging on a touchdown.
Yeah, that right there is the most puzzling call of the day, is challenging a touchdown that his team scored.
Well, we'll find out if that comes back to haunt him. I talked off the air with some people, and I can't help but think that was something that might have been better to wait until it benefited you. Talk an interception, a sack. When you're driving in, maybe get stopped short for a touchdown, stop short of a first down on 4th down. Maybe that's when you make that call. Of course, you have to hope that they do the same thing over there.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And like Coach was saying, 2 turnovers, something that's deep into their into Erie's side of the field. An interception and a turnover on downs.
Well, the officials are starting out this half by talking with Coach Leota. His head has returned to normal color, though. There's flesh tones to be had.
For now.
Yes. Folks, we called him we said he looked like he had a tomato on his head, or on his shoulders. That was meant as an insult. I've had a shaved head. You've had a shaved head. We know that the emotion runs deep, and when it does, the blood runs thin on the top of the skull.
Yeah, unfortunately, mine was a sunburn.
Well, folks, before we start, I must tell you that since we're talking about bald heads, we shave. That's how men get, unless they're naturally bald. But I thought I'd be smart and have nair the top of it. Then I wouldn't have to shave every other. Doesn't work. Folks, Surgeon General may not say anything, but old Rob Whalen will. Never nair your head. It burns in a way that would make
a grown man cry?
No, a grown man fetal position praying that his head would stop burning. It hurt and burned so bad. It literally felt like I had a halo of fire for about 2 days. And what's worse is it really didn't do anything to the hair. Just the underlying scalp. We have the kickoff coming. Don't forget, the Blue Racers had the ball to start off the game, so they'll be kicking it away. Interesting to see, as we mentioned during halftime, Mike, that the Blue Racers much better starting field position, even though they trail by 4 points. So let's see how number 14 just recognized it. Both the kickers tonight are number 14.
That makes it pretty easy.
Yeah.
Maybe the kicker has to be number 14.
I didn't see that in the rule book, but maybe. Here's Burkholder with the kick. It's a line drive. Good kick. That's going to bounce into the VIP section. That was pretty good knock right there by Seth Burkholder.
That's his best kickoff of the night. The other two have been squib kicks up the middle.
And he definitely got a hold of it, line drived it. Ball going to be planted at the 5-yard line. That's as good of a kick as you can get outside of a, maybe mess up on the return. I look down, and one of the the many events they run here at the Blue Racers, coming up between the third and the fourth quarter, they're going to be holding a giveaway for a flat screen television. Glad to see that my daughter has one of those footballs. Here's Hoggard, and there again, he just squirms his way forward. Number 33 comes up with the tackle, Raymond Saunders for the Blue Racers. He did pick up 2 yards, and good for Saunders. Again, Saunders is the size of one of Saunders' legs is the size of Hoggard.
And that could have been one of the coaching points at halftime. Coach Theus could have said, "Look out for number 1. Watch him."
Now look, interestingly enough, they move McKenzie to defensive tackle now. See how that works out. And Hoggard down the sidelines gets bumped into the wall. And the change you see automatically from the Blue Racers is with McKenzie in the middle instead of Roten.
Yeah, I did see that, but Hoggard took the direct snap on that one. For some reason, they switched out and did more of a wildcat situation there.
Well, folks, if you're unfamiliar with the essence of tackling, you're supposed to get low. You're supposed to hit him and square him up and hit him, right in the breadbasket. How does a McKenzie hit Hoggard in the breadbasket? As Hoggard runs again, and that time, number 24, Brandon Davies, hits him in the breadbasket. That time he got low enough.
Yep, only a 1-yard gain. That's what they need to do. They need to watch him. They're lining up right now with 2 fullbacks in that diamond position, and they run out of that position. So you want to make sure you know where number 1 Hoggard is at all times.
And a lot of these indoor football league defenses have that middle linebacker spy, that will linebacker spying on the quarterback, because you can't, you have to blitz. In this case, it's Saunders, but now Saunders has to keep more of a watch on Hoggard when he's in the backfield. Fortunately, Hoggard's not in the backfield, and it's going to be, there's a throw up, and is that
intentional grounding?
No flag on it.
Well, he's outside the tackle box.
He might have been outside the tackle box, but he knew life was about to be real short. 12:52, and that we talk about Saunders and how he has to keep a spy. In that case, Hoggard wasn't in the backfield. That meant it was just him and the quarterback.
And Saunders did a great job on that, too. Speed up the middle, being able to surprise Erie's quarterback, Smantaka, to not let him read the defense the way he needed to.
And it's Smantaka out of the shotgun. He's got 3 men on the far side of the field. And that is a completion just across the line of scrimmage. And immediately, absolutely immediately after the play, Bryson Lawrence complaining about the lack of coordination by his defense.
Yeah, the defense, they need to pull together right here. They need to get a stop. They need to hold them and be able to take care of this.
What?
They must have thought they didn't get the first down.
No, if they did that, that is an you cannot have that. You have to know what the down distance is, especially when you're at 11 minutes into or 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. So I think that might have just been you know what? Let's try it. And you got to admit, these coaches are very creative. I mean, when you have a goal line rush like you just saw, you never know. That catches them off guard. You're being blasting them up the middle, and all of a sudden, Hogger's dancing in the end zone.
Well, they did get a 3-yard gain off of it.
And it's out of the diamond again. And there's a switch, and Rutten got caught off sides. Now the question is that an illegal shift by the offense?
No, because they didn't call it until he jumped off sides.
And it is. Roten misread that. And to be honest, it's a good thing that Smantaka didn't have to snap because Roten was standing right beside him. And that would have been a pain unlike anything Smantaka has experienced tonight.
And Smantaka is going out wide this time again.
It will be. Hoggard. McKenzie's directing the defense from the nose tackle position. Hoggard's dancing. There's a hold. An obvious
fumble
push in the black.
Fumble.
And there is a fumble on the field. Blue Racers say they
Blue Racers got the ball.
Big time turnover as Hoggard got stripped. And that's a good thing because Lewis got held and then pushed in the back as well. So,
number 24, Brandon Davies, got the recovery on that fumble.
See what happens when you keep your helmet on your head? And now we're going to see the Blue Racers offense for the first time here in the second half with a little bit of momentum on their side. And looking for Neugebauer. Should have the play. Wait to see what the call is. As they'll start out from the 11-yard line with just a little over 10 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And Neugebauer sets his offense. The man in motion will be number 6, Eric Evans, on the near side. Neugebauer sends him hits the line of scrimmage. Ball's low. He's looking for help. Instead, he's going to scramble. And good job of Neugebauer to know where the line of scrimmage was.
That was close.
And Eric Evans gives him the first down. Or no, it was number 8, Jeremy Satchel, that gave him the first down. Good awareness by Neugebauer that time, and a good job by number 8 again, Jeremy Satchel. And it'll be Satchel who's in motion this time. Evans down on the near side. And the snap low, recovered by Neugebauer. Neugebauer gets clipped from behind, still able to complete the ball out. Satchel has the first down again. All of a sudden, the Marion Blue Racers, not only do they have momentum in their favor, but they have a rhythm.
Yes. And those passes in the first half were not open. They're getting open now, and the receivers are finding the pockets they need to be in.
You know, I have to say, line comparatively speaking, I think the Erie explodes. And there's a fumble! Fumble on the field! And I believe
he got the ball back.
Number 4, Kevin Sitgraves, was able to recover it. He did. And that was some good arm strength because he had to reach out and pull that back into his body.
Yeah, he had a guy on top of him, too. He was lucky to get that back. But number 75, Robert Price, was right there, too. So we're lucky to get the Blue Racers lucky to get that back. But they did give him a yard on that, so second down and 9.
What I was saying before the fumble, I think the Erie Explosion offensive line is a little bit more athletic, but I think this Blue Racers line might have more strength.
I would agree with you on that one.
And there's the man in motion. Quickly, Neugebauer throws it on the far side, or near side, That pass intended for Andre Barboza. Incomplete, brings up third down and about 9.5.
Yeah, that ball for some reason did not zip in there. It was just floating away. It was almost picked off, but I think if that was a bullet, a good play could have resulted in that.
Now, I wonder about Neugebauer is a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand. I've never been a fan of that, but I also don't like batting gloves for a baseball bat. I like the feel of the bat. So it's just you wonder if grip shouldn't be a problem indoors with that kind of glove. But now he goes up, and what a hit!
What a catch!
Touchdown!
Wow! To be hit like that and to hold on to the ball, that was a great play.
Jeremy Satchel, touchdown! Woo! He has every right to celebrate that. He made a great catch and then took the ping pong, the pinball move right there as he bounced off the wall.
I don't know who made that hit, but they sure made him remember it.
Yeah. And again, just shy of that bucket. And the score now 17-14. A field goal separates them, but your Blue Racers back on top. They'll be kicking the ball off after this commercial break. Welcome back as we come out of that timeout. Josh Votok. Name escaped me for a moment. I was impressed by his throw. He could have hit us up here as he was giving the ball
I was
away.
hoping he could throw it up here. I wanted one of those footballs.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't give us chicken, let alone a football. I'm still upset that I got no. There better be chicken left over. No, there's not. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We got to get Larry up here and ask for some chicken as the kick comes out with Seth Burkholder. Burkholder gets it down, number 21. That'll be Kaheem Smith. Still dancing. He comes around the pick.
He was
down.
down.
The 15, the 10, 5, touchdown. And let's see if there's a call. He looked like he was down at about the 20-yard line.
Saunders tripped him here at the 20-yard line.
I don't understand what's going on. That was an obvious. If there's a challenge to be had, now they can call a touchdown.
Coach is down the field.
Coach Diaz is not a happy man right now. And if he moves, I could probably tell if he's got a tomato on his shoulders. I got to imagine.
Yep.
Oh, he can't believe what he just saw, folks. He's absolutely right. He was down. Number 21 returns the touchdown, gets credit for it. But Kaheem Smith does not deserve that touchdown.
No, he was clearly tripped up right down at the 20-yard line.
And that's, again, the speed of indoor football. Low kick, is that good? It is. 21-17. Erie Explosion takes lead off the kickoff. And there is a lucky officiating break for the Erie Explosion. I hate to say that. And here comes an official to talk with Coach Diaz. Two of them. And I would imagine their statement is, we didn't see him down.
But how would he fall like that?
I 100% agree with you, Mike. The speed of indoor football is different. I mean, they talk in the NFL when they had the replacement officials that those officials weren't experienced with the speed of the NFL. That's all good, and everybody can understand and have their own opinion. But the difference between outdoor football, where most of these officials come from, and indoor football, that speed is immensely different. The crowd, you have 3 less players aside, so 6 less players total, but you have a half a field. Something to keep in mind as we watch the game progress.
And that could be a game changer. But in this second half, we are seeing that offense.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's a breakout. The fumble comes from Erie. That turns into a touchdown, an amazing touchdown catch, by the way, from Jeremy Satchel. And then the kickoff with an asterisk return by Kaheem Smith makes it 21-17. And you kind of hope that Jeremy Satchel gets a chance to do something with it. He's the man deep. In front of him, it's Bryson Lawrence, the 5'8", 190-pound cornerback. And the kickoff coming from Sean Rouser, who I believe has hit the ceiling on all of his kickoffs, all 3 of them so far.
Except for the one that went out of bounds.
You're right. Here comes the kick. Line drive, and that one's going to bounce off the wall. And Lawrence is going to return it. He's at the 5. Jitterbugs gets out to the 9-yard line, close to the 10. Good awareness by Lawrence. They hit that wall that came back in, and that's a live ball. That's an interesting rule here in indoor football, is that you can bounce off a wall, in that case, the wall on top of the padding is still a live ball.
Yeah, in the one end zone, the wall, I would say, is about 4 foot higher than the other end zone. So, yeah, if it was flip-flopped, it's out of play. But it was not out of play.
I do see a lot of people down in the VIP area carrying back plates of chicken.
I see a good buddy of ours going down the hallway now.
Well, he has to get something before he gives away the TV tonight, or the iPod Mini. Here's a pass completed to Andre Barboza. Barboza finds a hole. He's out past the 20 to the 25. Gets taken out right in front of the Blue Racers wall. And Barboza with a nice pickup. And it should be pointed out, as you look down on the field, Barboza actually spells his name with a Z. There's a mess up there on his uniform. He's going to make sure people remember his name, though, tonight.
Yes. Great catch, great run. Found the opening, made a great play.
Neugebauer takes the snap. He's going to go on the near side. Evans, and again, that's a timing pattern Evans wasn't ready for. And Coach Theus grinds his teeth, makes a fist, and knew that there was a missed opportunity there.
Yeah, he had the play, just dropped the ball.
4:27 on the clock. And the public address announcing here switching between Josh and Jeff, and you can never tell who's talking. But they're giving away prizes left and right, folks. That's why you got to get down here.
Oh, I know. I've seen so many things. You can get a football. They just gave away a backpack. They're giving away a TV. T-shirts.
I mean, that TV, after you say TV, T-shirts don't really mean much, but Neugebauer goes down the field. He's got a man. He's got a touchdown!
Evans, number 6.
And just like that, the Blue Racers take the lead back. No, is it? It is Evans. And that was a pretty throw. And when I say that was a millimeter away from being intercepted, I thought the hand was caught. 23-21 with the River's Edge extra point pending. Evans is still dancing, though. Gotta wait.
He's snapping now.
Kick is down, kick is up, kick is good.
Close to the bucket.
And just like that, 3-point lead for the Marion Blue Racers following the River's Edge extra point. The Evans touchdown, 24-21. Welcome back, Blue Racers football. And folks, we mentioned all the giveaways that they have here if you want tickets. The Blue Racers can be found 251-9688, area code 740, or on the web, BlueRacersFootball.com. Your next opportunity to see these Blue Racers in action here at home March 2nd as they take on the Dayton Sharks. And here's the kickoff from Seth Burkholder as it's going to bounce into the end zone over the head of Raheem Smith. Smith is in the end zone. That's the safety, and now he breaks loose. He gets tripped up on the ground. And, of course, it was obvious that it was caused by the now.
There's a flag in the end zone.
Uh-oh. And there's an official saying, get out of here. That went, the get out of here went against Jason Nixon. That's not the first time he's been warned. And I say warned, not,
not flagged.
Penalized. And look how peaceful Coach Sean Leota looks down at the 5-yard line.
But he's waiting. He's like a ticking time bomb.
It's like the Jack in the Box. You're waiting for it to happen. You're waiting for the tomato bag. And he's so patient, so nice. Here comes the call. Maybe. The penalty happened at the 1-yard line. Half the distance to the goal means that the Erie Explosion will start out at the half-a-yard line.
What it also means is that the Erie Explosion are in trouble. They have to get out of this situation.
They have 8 yards of end zone and a half a yard of regulation. So a total of 8.5 yards. Even I can do that math. And Smetanka has to quickly get rid of it. He does. Nice play.
Fumble!
Play, and the ball's on the ground again. And
yeah!
Marion Mayhem football. As number 33 for the Mayhem, that Raymond Saunders picks it up. And, folks, momentum is in the Mayhem's favor. No, it's 23, excuse me. Rakeem Rowland who picks it up.
For the Blue Racers.
I thought it was 33, but they were dancing too much. This old man's eyes couldn't follow. But, folks, what a turnover. I mean, we're seeing this momentum swing that we expected in indoor football and the emotion flying high. These guys, you look at it, you go, well, they're playing in Marion. Well, these guys are playing with the emotion that you see at any level.
Yeah.
And it's a fun night to be watching
And
football.
people are saying, oh, it's just Marion indoor football. You know what? This is professional indoor football. This is football at its finest.
And these are hits you won't see anywhere else.
No.
It's football combined with a little bit of hockey.
Yeah.
Oh, and you see Evans pointing at the Erie Explosion defense or offense in the back in the pen. You got to be careful as you wonder if Evans might be a little bit too talkative.
Delay a game.
Well, it was taking forever.
Yeah.
And I think maybe they were waiting for Evans. Evans wasn't paying attention. He was gabbing with the Erie Explosion sideline. Got to be careful as that call goes against Neugebauer, Adam Neugebauer. But Evans back over on that side. This time he's being quiet so far. We got about 1:52 left to play here in the third quarter. And Neugebauer looks down after the play action. He's got a man. He floats one. And it bounces around and up stays in.
Andre Barboza had his man beat. Just Neugebauer did not have him in his sights.
The only thing Neugebauer had in his sights was the ground as he was being driven into it. Lucky to get that ball away. As my attention is turned between the Blue Racers and what's left of the chicken. Folks, I'm trying to figure out a way to get the chicken. I'm a smart guy, but they're smarter than me. They hired personal guards for the chicken.
And he's still standing down there, too.
And he's got my picture. I'm pretty sure it's right there. Don't let this man have chicken. Or any of the sauces either that came with the least chicken. 1:04 on the clock as Neugebauer sends his man in motion. And it's a new man, Lawrence. You haven't seen Lawrence. And Neugebauer takes off. He had a wide open field down at the 5. And I don't know if that's considered a slide or not. That was more of a...
Yeah, and he ripped the pad off the wall. That couldn't have felt good.
As right behind that pad, it's concrete. That's a concrete.
If you can see, if any angle you see any of the wall without the pads on it, that is cinder block. Those stands are solid concrete. There's no give.
And it's just hard, folks. You're watching it, and you don't understand. You think the padding. You think, great. No. In fact, I challenge anybody to come down here and jump off and make a catch like Satchel did. Here's Neugebauer. He looks down the field. He's got a man in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Marion Blue Racers. Andre Barboza in the end zone.
A great pass. Put it in the back of the end zone where only he could catch the ball. Jumps up. And Barboza, too. Feel like number 7. He is 6'2", 210 pounds. But he got up there to where he was about 7'5". Made a great catch. And the Marion Blue Racers, with this field goal, could be up 31-21, making it a 2-score game.
The River's Edge extra point from Seth Burkholder. Don't forget, if he hits that bucket, big-time prize. Oh, it was right on. Right on, but you hit that. You have to hit that at a soft angle and allow it to roll down the net.
Either soft angle or just a little bit lower.
Well, that's the end of the third quarter, and the Marion Blue Racers have extended their lead 31-21. We got 15 minutes of Blue Racers football left. We'll be back after this television timeout. Following the quarter break, we're ready to go here with the fourth quarter. Kickoff goes deep, and it's returned by Hoggard. Hoggard into the wall. Helmet off. And again, number 24 lost his helmet. That's Brandon Davies. Something's wrong. Hey, that's the fourth time.
If your helmet keeps coming off, you got to tighten the chin strap or put some air in it.
Yeah, something wrong. And he's lucky the officials haven't said anything. Now we're waiting to hear who won the Verizon giveaway. There is a plasma TV on the line or an iPod Mini.
Looks like they're down there in the end zone.
I want that TV. I'm hoping somebody picks the iPod Mini so I have a chance to win the TV. Either way, Nugelbauer sends his man in motion, looks down the field. Here's a chance to go. Or, excuse me, that's not a Nugelbauer. That's Smetanka. Smetanka runs into number 10. That is Chris Creighton, and Creighton tackles him short of the end zone, but a good job there by Smetanka. As they try to answer down by 10 with just 14 minutes to play. And the Blue Racers, just like that, we've seen it was 14-10 at halftime, Mike. All of a sudden the offense, and now Hoggard in the backfield. This almost isn't fair, and they're going to keep it. Smetanka pushes, and is he in?
Nope.
No, he's down shy of it.
Great defensive stand right there in the front. They didn't have far to go, and they did a good job of keeping them out of the end zone.
And now all of a sudden it's a move, and unfortunately the Blue Racers were caught trying to tell everybody to get up, and that's a touchdown for Smetanka. Makes it 31-27 with the River's Edge extra point to be had.
Makes it a little easy when you're going behind 6'8", 360 pounds, falling forward.
I could almost do it in a coma from that distance. Here's the kicker for the Erie Explosion, number 14, Sean Rouser. Extra point. Could pull him within the field goal. Ball's down, kicks up, kicks. No good! No good, and that changes everything.
Oh, wow. That's not what you want to see.
Uh-oh.
That could come back to haunt them.
Well, we'll find out as the Blue Racers get the ball when we return on Blue Racers football from the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Welcome back to Blue Racers football, where the Blue Racers just saw the Erie Explosion take 3 plays to score. And we have a woman who won the TV from the Verizon ball toss. You bought some mini footballs, and then at the break between the third and fourth quarter, threw them onto the field, and anything that was inside the logo.
She actually took the iPad Mini.
Maybe she has too many TVs. Although I've never said that before in my life. And it's
good!
And I thought that it was going to hit the bucket.
But he made a field goal.
He did. Wow. That's the 1 point. They just made it up.
Wow.
That is amazing, folks. And again, only in indoor football can you have something that twisty happen in this.
We've seen the past couple of years in NFL and college where they've moved up the kickoff line, and the kickers are now making it through the goalpost, but they don't get that opportunity to add points like they did here.
Well,
so that's just made up for that missed PAT.
Yes, and that's doing it the hard way. But basically, you get 2 attempts at it, one from the 10-yard line, the other from the 5 of yours. But it worked out for the Erie Explosion. They're now down by a field goal as Nugelbauer looks down. He's going to have to scramble. He fumbled! He fumbled! Ball on the ground! And the Explosion have it! Wait, do they?
They gave it to the Explosion.
They did. The Erie Explosion recovered the fumble. And I think Coach Theos was saying that the ball was going forward, but no, it looked like he was trying to tuck it. And there's that tuck rule again.
Yep.
Even in indoor football, we have the issue with the tuck rule. Well, that just changed everything, folks. 12 minutes to play in this game. The Erie Explosion with the ball from the 1-yard line of the Marion Blue Racers.
Down by 3.
And it's going to be Smetanka, and Smetanka scores. That makes it 34-31 with the extra point pending. Now that extra point matters to the Blue Racers.
Yep.
Find out. They would love to block this.
Or miss again.
But remember, he's got 2 chances on it. Ball is snapped, kicked, it's up. Good. Nice catch in the end zone, or in the VIP zone. But that makes it 35-31 with the Blue Racers getting the ball on the kickoff. Well, back Marion Blue Racers football from the Veterans Memorial Coliseum on the Marion County Fairgrounds. First home game of the season. The Blue Racers look to even their record at 1-1. Right now they trail 35-31. And just to show how fast they just literally moments ago led 31-21. And just like that, a fumble, a real quick ride down the field, and the Erie Explosion have taken the lead.
And this is what you come to expect from indoor football, is that quick hitting, score at a very extremely fast-paced type of game.
Well, with 11:15 on the clock, it'll be Rouser kicking the ball. Remember the last time he kicked, he hit the extra point from the goal line. It's kind of like a goalie scoring in hockey.
Yeah, pretty much.
On an empty net, of course. If he scored against an actual goalie, that would be simply amazing. He's going to try it again and be shy this time. But that is a good kick. It gives the Marion Blue Racers the ball at the 5-yard line.
Yep. 1st and 10 from the 5. Let's see if Neugebauer can get this team rolling and get them down the field to score again.
We'll find out as something has to click real quick for the Blue Racers. And they announce the 50-50. Look for somebody to stand up and scream. All I see are Vuvuzelas or Vuvuzelas. Yeah. Ding them Vuvuzelas. Kids love them though.
Yeah, I know. They make noise.
And there it is. Neugebauer. Yep, we just hear one. Neugebauer rolling. He lost one up. And he hits his man, Satchel, with an amazing catch at the 25-yard line. That was perfectly timed by Satchel to go up and get it.
Yeah, he did a great job getting the ball exactly where Satchel needed it. Satchel jumps up, gets it, first down right at midfield.
And they make the play. Satchel's got a cheat sheet on his pants, it looked like, as they're trying to hurry up. And Neugebauer under center, he's going to hand off the ball. That's an immediate hit and an immediate drop as Kevin Sitgraves, 6 foot, 240 pounds, got nowhere.
No, yeah, it looked like the defense knew it was going to happen and made the tackle when they needed to.
Unfortunately, the only time I've seen a Sitgraves run has been out of the normal
single back eye formation.
That's exactly it. So they come to expect, hey, they're running, and Sitgraves has to be punished for it. Here's Neugebauer, though. He's looking down the field. He's got a man, and he hits his man. That's number 7, Andre Barboza, down to the 15. He also had number 8, Satchel, who was down at about the 5-yard line with a nice crossing pattern.
Actually, they get him down to the 12.
Yeah, that's a great play, and that was a very well-designed play by Coach Cias.
It's exactly what the Marion Blue Racers needed to do. Get down the field, but they need to put it in the end zone.
There goes Barboza. Barboza breaks through one tackle and then gets bulldogged from behind by number 8, Terry Jackson, for the Erie Explosion.
Bringing up a 2nd down and 9 from their 11-yard line.
Music in the background. I'm telling you, they played that music as they were testing it out on Tuesday when we were here watching the practice, and I wanted to get out on the field. It just pumps you up that much. Neugebauer trying to keep his emotions in check, trying to lead his team back. They trail by 4, 35-31. Neugebauer takes the snap, looks down the field. He's got his man, and unfortunately, I believe that was number 80, Leroy Johnson, and Johnson couldn't hang on. And that's the second time we've seen Leroy. The pass hits him in the breadbasket, but he gets hit at the same time, and that's the difference between a lineman and a wide receiver.
That is correct. Linemen are more made for blocking, but there are some of those linemen that are able to catch.
Now, you were a lineman, Mike, and I'm assuming you would imagine you could catch the ball at the same time as...
I played tight end until I was a sophomore.
So, I mean, you know what it's like, but unfortunately, I don't think most people understand what it's like, that you catch the ball and you get hit at the same time. It's just not pleasant.
It's not pleasant, but it's not easy either.
And boom! I just showed you how... he's hurt. He's hurt. Number 7 for the Erie Explosion, Brandon Clark.
He got hit hard in the head by his own teammate.
He got popped as the completion went to Sean Lewis, and I think the helmet broke.
It did.
He got hit so hard that helmet broke, folks. And the field goal coming up. 35-31. The Marion Blue Racers kicking the field goal. Kick is up. Kick is good. I believe, did it?
Yep. The referee called it good.
And it is. I never saw it from the judge underneath.
The judge underneath was on the left-hand side.
And he was afraid of the ball. He thought it was going to bounce back and hit him. But they did put up the 3 points on the board. And with 7:43 to go in the fourth quarter, it's 35-34. But that extra point could be interesting here on the long kick as we watch number 14, the kicker, Seth Burkholder. We've seen it already once, and we're going to step aside, come back, see what we can do here on Blue Racers football. Blue Racers football, media timeout as we come back from it. And officials, I will say this, officials here at the Blue Racers game, much friendlier to the fans than officials usually are.
Yeah, usually there's no fan-referee interaction, but they're pretty into it tonight.
I think that whole replacement thing just messed up refs all over the place, and they've been saying sorry ever since. And they had nothing to do with it, just bad feelings towards refs. But with 7:43 to play in this game, all of a sudden that 1 point, if Burkholder could hit it, would be an amazing tie. Burkholder line drive, taking at the 2, so no extra point there. But let's see as Guaheen gets to the 25, the 20, and then gets popped at the 20 at the 20 by
Davies and Saunders.
Yeah, Davies' helmet stayed on that time.
Yeah, I've never seen a player's helmet come off that many times in the game before, though.
Well, he's working on number 5. That might be a Guinness record. We'll have to get that certified by somebody. The clock continues to run here after the kickoff. The Blue Racers need to stop, period. And what's worse is if they allow a touchdown in some way, they need that extra point to be missed. So, and there is an immediate pop. I mean, that's just crazy. All of a sudden, you're starting to see some emotion fly from both teams.
Yeah, Davies took out number 5, Michael Johnson. Just made his legs buckle.
That hurt up here. I felt the shaking.
And number 3, Aaron Smetanka taking it down to the 4-yard line.
Smetanka's been the best weapon that the offense for Erie has had almost the entire game. Now there's a switch on the defensive side of things, and it's Smetanka touchdown. That was a play-action run. And there's... Who is that? Is that Satchel holding his hand down in the end zone?
Yeah,
that's not good.
No.
You're talking about the offense.
He looks like he's in some pain right now.
And we just got to note that Claude Roten, who played defensive tackle, is out with a hamstring injury. I can't help but think maybe that's why Erie's all of a sudden putting up some points.
Well, he's actually at nose guard right now.
Well, here we go with the extra point. Imperative that this is a miss. Didn't look like a miss from here. It is, and Roten's back in. And that's a good sign, except now all of a sudden it's an 8-point situation. With 5:34 to play, so we'll step aside. Blue Racers football. Marion Blue Racers football coming at you from the Veterans Memorial Coliseum at the Marion County Fairgrounds. And your Blue Racers trail by 8, 42-34. Quite a change from halftime when it was 14-10. Here's Rouser kicking off into the corner. And boom!
Oh.
Somebody went down trying to kick the football.
Fell off the back of the handicap seating.
And
give him the ball.
He got the ball.
I hope he's
but
okay.
That's a high price to pay for it. That's, again, concrete. There's no padding down there.
No.
That's pure concrete.
That was straight concrete. He seems like he's okay.
Yeah, well.
I think he broke the...
He did. He broke the staging. That'll be a YouTube clip.
I hope someone got that on film.
We have the Blue Racers with the ball to the 20, following it. 5:34 on the clock. They trail by 8 as Neubauer sends his man in motion. Low snap. He's got to step up. Nice job avoiding it, but he's going to get hit from behind. Good pursuit by number 9, Andre Portis, for the Explosion.
It was a good job of keeping a hold on the ball, too. He didn't see him behind him. If he was going to bring that up to throw it, that could have been a disastrous play.
And very late, returning back to the huddle, is number 5, Sean Lewis. But he does make it. And whoa! Satchel forgot where the line of scrimmage was there as he was lining up. Barboza goes into motion, the fish hook. And Neubauer goes down the field. He's got a man, and he underthrew him. And down on the far side, all alone, is Andre Barboza. And, folks, you could have lofted it up 30 feet in the air, and he could have had dinner before he caught it. He was so wide open. I don't know what happened to the defense there, but they were asleep with 2 men wide open there.
Yes, Satchel and Evans both, or Satchel and Barboza both, were wide open on the edges. Just the ball just couldn't get to him.
I think that was one where he's so jittery, he saw the man, and maybe the bugs got to him that it was so wide open. Sometimes it's too easy.
Yeah. It's that shock of like, whoa, it's wide open.
They get the ball this time to Satchel. Satchel turns around. Nice move to avoid the tackle and gain just about an extra 2 yards.
That little juke could get you that extra couple yards, and he did a great job on that. And he's slow to get up. Oh, it looks like a quad.
He fell awful hard, folks. I can't stress this enough. That's an inch of padding and then a bunch of concrete underneath.
Number 9, Kozad, comes on the field.
As Satchel comes off. And I wouldn't think it's a pull or anything. I just think it's a whack. He fell on the turf. This turf's unforgiving, folks, especially when you get hammered into it. Neubauer looking, buying time, throws it away as he gets pinballed and smacked. And there's some fighting going on as they think there was a cheap shot against the quarterback. And there it is. The Donnybrook is on. And the coach comes on.
There's a punch.
Somebody's getting fined. And I believe
that would be an ejection if he threw a punch.
We'll find out. As I think the whole thing started from what was perceived as a cheap shot. Now we can't see it. Once they get into that little corner there's so many fans. It's hard to see what happens.
It's like a hockey game.
It is.
Fans are right there on the field, and the atmosphere. When they get off to the side there, fans got that close-up view.
Folks, I can't tell you what it's like being live, but there's really not a bad seat in the house.
What I tell you, though, is you're in the wrong spot right now. You need to be here at the Marion Coliseum watching this. The atmosphere is outstanding.
Well, it won't be outstanding forever through that punch because I'd imagine they're going. Here comes the ejection, I think. They didn't catch the punch.
They did not. They threw the flag right after the punch.
Well, my guess is the league won't miss the punch when they review the film. You can't do that.
No, that is a straight. He had a fist to the face mask, straight out punch.
Which isn't smart, but
that's an automatic ejection. But I'm not a referee.
Yeah. Well, again, when it's a hockey Donnybrook down there in the corner, kind of hard. Maybe he saw something, but maybe from the angle it just looked like a typical Donnybrook. Who knows? Either way, 2 personal foul against the Explosion, 1 against the Blue Racers, gives the Blue Racers a move. And there's Lawrence bashed into the wall.
Not after that 5-yard gain, though.
And the Explosion, they have an 8-point lead with 3 minutes to go, but the Blue Racers looking to pull in close at the 3-yard line. And I have never in my life seen as many rushing yards in an indoor football game as we have seen tonight. Normally, you're lucky if you get 30 combined.
Yeah, and this is outstanding. The rushing game that these two teams are putting up is very, very high.
And to tell you the truth, folks, that is pure offensive line opening the holes. They go quickly, and I believe that's pass interference. There was some pushing and shoving going on there, but no call. But maybe it was from both. I couldn't see Barbosa's far hand. Or, excuse me, number 5, that's Evans' hand, or Lewis's hand, sorry. There was a little bit of shoving. I could see movement, some jostling, but I don't know who it was. Stay tuned. Following tonight's game, we'll present our player of the game, also talk with Coach Diaz, win or lose. I would imagine that Allie Baylock, our sideline reporter, would much prefer to talk to the coach when he's winning. And there's a dive! T-Mac Thomas McKenzie! Is that a touchdown?
That is a touchdown.
There we go. Touchdown, T-Mac. And it's 42-40.
They're going for 2.
Well, you have to.
You have to, yeah. It was
Especially
a minute 34, a minute 33 now. Actually, I call it timeout right here.
Yep, and that's exactly what's going to go on.
You got a minute 27, down by 2, going for 2. That's exactly what was needed.
Well, and in outdoor football where the field's so wide, it's hard on a 2-point conversion. When you got as small of a field as we have here at the Marion Veterans Coliseum, it's even harder. And what's worse is they have to. There's no choice. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. 2 is needed.
Yes.
This isn't a call you can go back and wonder about. If they don't go for 2, I can't imagine that, Diaz was in his right mind when he made the call.
Yes.
He knows he has to go for 2. And what's worse is the Erie Explosion knows they have to go for 2. That's the hard part. It's not a surprise. You can't fake a kick.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see. You just saw Thomas McKenzie, T-Mac, in from about the 2-yard line.
The difference, though, in indoor and outdoor is that the 2-point conversion is coming from the 2-yard line instead of 3.
We'll find out as it's McKenzie acting as the H-back in this position. Lawrence in motion. Nugebauer scrambling. He looks. Got a man.
Oh!
Good. Oh, and poor number 7, Andre Barbosa, thinks he would have had it had Lawrence not jumped in his way. And Barbosa's gone. He came in, he left. He was upset. He knew he had it and just couldn't hang on. Oh, the drama, folks. I mean, come on. What are you doing on a Saturday night that you can't use this drama in your life? Really?
And now you have to think, onside kick?
I can't take it. Exciting football's too much for me anymore. I need blowouts. 42-40, the Explosion lead. What do?
You got an onside kick, and hopefully you get it.
Oh, unfortunately, Burkholder is warming up as if he's going to take it long. With a minute 21, you have 2 timeouts left. Theoretically, you could stop, but with that missed 2-pointer now, all of a sudden, even if the Explosion score and miss the extra point, you're still down.
That is true.
You have to get 2. So there was the choice, I guess, maybe for Coach Diaz. I think he did the right thing. Unfortunately, good defense again, expected defense, and the onside kick. No, they're going to kick it long, and it hits the ceiling.
I wonder if he was trying to go for the 1 point.
I hope not, because he was short long by about 20 yards or short. I don't know how would you say that? Was it short or long? It looked like he would have got it if he had a ceiling in the way.
He was too high.
There we go. That's why you're my color analyst.
Yes.
You know things.
I paint the picture.
Well, that picture right now is not rosy for the Marion Blue Racers as they trail 42-40. You see Roten down there, and all of a sudden, Claus on the outside, McKenzie in the nose tackle position. And to be honest, I'd much rather see Roten come off that side. But we'll see. As it's McKenzie going up against big number 55, David Queston. And McKenzie broke it down, and unfortunately, Hoggard was able to squeeze by, and Hoggard is just tough to get a hold of. It's not like he's necessarily quick. He's fast. I don't know how quick he is, but he's small and he's jittery.
And the clock does stop at 1 minute.
Bingo. Interesting you say that as the clock stops at 1 minute. Almost precognition there.
I was looking at the clock.
Well, we have a timeout on the field as the coaches try to set their strategy. And right now, you got to figure that Sean Leota, the head coach from, and wait a second, they're doing the wave. Wave it. Come on, kids. Come on. Let's see. Wave's growing. The wave's growing. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. I used to love the wave when I was a kid.
I know.
It's like when you hit 12, 13 years old, there goes the wave.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I don't understand it. It's still fun, really. But either way, what's not fun right now, again, is where the Marion Blue Racers find themselves. 1 minute to go in the game. They're already 0-1 on the season. 0-2 is not the best way to start, especially against a team that you really hate like the Erie Explosion. It's almost their rival, you think.
You see the fans getting into it right now, getting the defense pumped up in this last minute.
This is the loudest I've heard the crowd today, and they're on at the right time.
Fumble!
Fumble! Fumble on the exchange. And Smetanka. Well, that's going to...
The clock has stopped.
Wait a second. Now the clock should be going, shouldn't it? Maybe not. But second and 11, one way or the other, as Smetanka works out of the shotgun this time. And this time he sends Hoggard in motion. It's Hoggard. He has to jitterbug away from McKenzie. And did you see how fast Thomas McKenzie was in there so fast, he was past where Hoggard got the handoff.
And there was a quick timeout there. Did they call timeout?
No.
No.
Third and 12. And the Marion Blue Racers, folks, are seeing their defense stick up where they need to. And that's what you kind of expect. One timeout on the field. They did call a timeout.
After every play, they call a timeout.
And there's a ball on the field now. That's why the officials called the timeout. Here we go. Smetanka from the 25-yard shotgun. And Smetanka.
It landed right on top of it.
We saw that ball bounce right into the breadbasket.
This is exactly what the Blue Racers needed.
Wait, we have some talking between number 8, that's Terry Jackson, along with the official. Either way, it brings up 4th and 10, give or take a couple of inches. But the Blue Racers need the ball back in the worst of ways.
And it looks like Erie is going to go for it.
Well, I don't think there's much to lose.
But if you kick a field goal, you're up by 5.
Well, we'll find out what the game plan is.
Following the clock, if it's change of possession, the clock stops.
The Blue Racers out of timeouts. 4th and 10. Folks, a first down wins it for the Explosion. A stop gives the Blue Racers a chance. Official on the... Oh, they're saying there wasn't a timeout used. Here we go. Smetanka out of the shotgun. Listen to the crowd. And there's a stop. There's a stop for the Blue Racers. The ball is completed to number 6, Andre London. But but it was short.
It was short.
The Blue Racers not only have a chance, but they can win it with a field goal.
They have 47 seconds, one timeout, and honestly, I think they need to get down just to the 20-yard line to kick a field goal.
Theoretically, though, they could, from what we've seen, I should say.
They could score a touchdown.
Burkholder can kick it from anywhere, so the opportunities are everywhere for this game.
And now this is drama.
47 seconds left. The Blue Racers, their first home game of the season, and they have a chance to pull out the victory. Ball on the ground, and they go long. And that ball's in the corner, no good. That was not maybe the necessarily smartest move, as Barboza looked like he was well covered and covered twice.
Yeah, he was well covered, but with that time left, you could take that shot, knowing it is a shorter field, so you can take that shot really quick, but then now work your way downfield.
Well, I would prefer, if you're going to do that, do it with somebody that's not double covered personally. But, hey, I'm not a quarterback for a professional team. And Neugebauer is. As he gets the snap from the 12-yard line. Plain simple, they need a score. They go across the middle. They have a man. Is that? It is. Jeremy Satchel. Completion Satchel. And just like you said, now all of a sudden they are in field goal range. Clock is stopped. They have to get ready as soon as it's set. College roll there. And there's a spike. As Neugebauer comes over to get the play called.
With one timeout, I would try to run the ball up the middle, get it centered, and then call the timeout with a second to go.
Well, the question is, because it's indoor, because that field goal, because the uprights are so much smaller, do you almost have to try for a touchdown and accept the
field goal? Or do you settle for the field goal?
Yes. These are questions that must be answered by Coach Martino Fies. Neugebauer gets the snap, looks down the field, lost one up. Oh, what a hit! As Satchel takes the third hit I've seen on that poor man today.
And that's the one thing you don't want to do as a quarterback, and leave your receivers out to dry.
And up in the air.
Yes.
It's one thing to leave them out to dry. It's another to leave them up in the air and out to dry against the wall.
Yes.
Folks, you hear all the time about in the college and pro ranks about players being afraid to go over the middle. Well, over the middle doesn't have a wall.
And this time, I would rather go over the middle.
Yes. Send me against that will linebacker every time. Neugebauer takes a snap. Quick shot over to Barboza. Barboza makes it a point. Oh, and he gets smacked. Fourth down.
And Erie's calling a timeout, so they're actually helping out.
Well, fourth down now.
They need the time on the clock.
Yes. No, Marion called the timeout.
He was running down, the defensive coordinator for the Erie was running down the field calling timeout.
Let's make sure that they're all on the same page. I wouldn't think Marion would call a timeout on fourth down until it was about 3.
Well, it's fourth down, so they bring out Burkholder.
They have to go for the field goal here. But and they did. Marion called the timeout. Why didn't they wait? It'll be interesting to ask Coach Diaz one way or the other. Preferably if they hit this kick. Hey, by the way, during a postgame show, we'll pick our player of the game. Mike and I will convene with Allie Baylock down there in the VIP section, standing next to the chicken wings. If she got chicken wings, I'm going to be rather upset. Or chicken strips.
Chicken.
Whatever. It's fried chicken of some sort. 21 seconds left, folks. Field goals won't get bigger. Kick is up. Kick is good! Kick is good! Kick
no
is
good!
Oh!
Because it hit the ceiling!
Oh! No, wait! We have an official down here saying good! And there's a challenge! Whoa! Oh!
Man, with 19 seconds to go.
There is a challenge flag on the field. Now, they signaled good, then they signaled no good, but then the referee said good here in the middle of the field. So I don't know what the original call is for sure. Here we come. Official announcement. Well, now that the play has been rolled, there's the challenge flag. That's right, folks. If you're coming out here, yes, you may not agree with the call, but let's keep it clean. And down on the field, the challenge flag going through. Wait a second. What are they?
Rule book. They're calling for a rule book.
Mike, we got a rule book up here. Oh, we got the rule book going down. Wait a second. Mike, you just maybe helped out the Blue Racers. I'm pretty sure that's against the code of ethics.
It was actually the scorekeeper.
Okay. Oh, worried because I know you have a rule book, right?
Yes.
They never gave me one.
Because it's got to say in the rule book that if
they have it down on the field. Where's the jeopardy?
Because I know if it hits the ceiling on a kickoff or
a punt,
it's dead where it is. But it doesn't. I don't know if it says anything about a field goal.
Well, if it doesn't, Blue Racers have the lead with 19 seconds to go. If it does, the Blue Racers trail with 19 seconds to go and have lost tonight's game. This decision will determine the game, basically.
I just wonder if the scorekeeper is going to get his rule book back.
No. Now we got the proper music down on the field. I gotta say, I'm watching Coach Sean Leota. Because if this comes back, the challenge is heard. Wait. Leota's talking with T-Mac down there on the field. Have you ever seen officials go to a rule book while the game is going on?
No, I have not, but I just keep picture Celebrity Jeopardy going through my head right now.
Well,
Swords for 800, Trebek.
I do want to say this. I appreciate the fact that they're going to get this right.
Yes.
You know, fans are laughing, saying, "Hey, they're going to roll back." Well, you know what?
They're going for the correct. You don't know this. In NFL, when they have the replays, they go under a booth. They probably have a rule book underneath there too.
Yeah, little rule book, maybe cheat notes on their hand.
And they're also on the phone with the head technician up in the booth,
who we may or may not be reading the rule book to him.
Yeah.
So we don't know. Here we go. The official has found the necessary rule. And both coaches are being talked to. Let's see which coach comes out mad. That'll decide it. You will not get your rule book back, by the way. One of these coaches might even frame that page. So,
no good.
That is no good. That's the sign.
And that is from the rule book, folks.
Hey, you can't argue with the rule book. And unfortunately, the rule book has cost the Marion Blue Racers tonight, I believe. Well, that's the game. Barring a turnover, that's the game. And somehow, some way, I felt like it was 2000 again, and we were counting ballots down, hanging chads down in Florida. Luckily, it was just salt quicker. Here's the play. Up forward, and that's the ball game. Nothing the Marion Blue Racers can do tonight. 9-8. Fans are leaving, unfortunately.
But I have to say, that was an exciting first game.
Wow. Folks, doesn't get much better than that in terms of excitement and drama. Unfortunately, the Blue Racers come out on the wrong side of it. 42-40, the final score tonight. Stay tuned as we'll pick our player of the game, as well as talk with Coach Martino Theus coming up in the post-game wrap-up show. Blue Racers Television on TV 22. We're here with Coach Martino Theus, and Coach, heck of a game. I mean, the emotional roller coaster from start to finish. It was a loss, but it was a hard-fought loss. I mean, it's kind of hard to take away from the team after that kind of performance.
Well, it really is, but, last week, this week is two life lessons, of football. Only thing we got to do now is go correct our mistakes and come back out next week and get ready to fight again next week.
Now, one thing we noticed from first half to second half, the offense seemed to find a better rhythm. They seemed to find their stroke, as it were. You had Satchel just coming out and playing like a maniac, taking hits like he was a hockey player. You have Barboza all over the field. What happened in the locker room at halftime? They just pumped these men up.
I didn't really have to say anything. They knew the mistakes. They knew the mistakes that we were making, first half. I just went in and tried to correct the mistakes for the second half, and we came back out with a little fired up. They had a little passion in their blood that they wanted to get out.
Now, rushing the ball. I've never seen this much rushing in indoor football in my life from both teams. Was that the game plan to try to hit them? I mean, both teams have big lines, but it seemed like the offensive lines for both teams tonight were very good.
Yeah, both teams have very good offensive lines, so I mean, why not take advantage of it? Like I told you earlier, it is football. So you got to pass, you got to run. The run complements the pass, and the pass complements the run. So it goes both ways.
Adam played the second half last week. This week he played a full game. How were you feeling towards him? How were you impressed with him, both passing the ball and with his decision-making to run?
Well, by him just being oblivious to the rush, he's a real good, he's real oblivious to the rush, and just his poise, his poise in the pocket. He want to keep a play going. Sometimes, he can take out running, but he looked down the field to get more of his receivers more involved into the game instead of just looking towards himself.
And it even seemed as the game progressed that his decision-making got better as the game went on. It was like he was learning on the fly, but I think he learned at a very good level.
Yeah, he really did. He learned up against a good team. It's coached by Sean Lauder. I mean, he had to grow up real fast, real quick. And I think that if he keeps doing a job like tonight, I think he'll be a good quarterback.
I believe so as well. Now we go to that end of the game.
Yeah.
42-40, field goal up. What are your emotions? You watch it, it's good. I guess from where you're standing, it looked good. Then you have to go to the rule book to get that decision. Obviously, that didn't go the Marion Blue Racers' way.
Yeah, we had to throw the red flag out, and I still got the rule book in my hand. I'm gonna tell you, it looked good from my angle. I wish we had a better, just another type of a way that we can rule calls and everything, with video and everything. But unfortunately, we don't. So, let the refs make the call, and hey, you got to deal with it.
Well, Coach, again, hard to say anything bad. 42-40 is a loss, but it was a heck of a game. Your players, I'm sure you want to get to them, and good luck next week.
Hey, thanks. Thanks a whole lot.
That's Coach Martino Theus from the Marion Blue Racers. Never in my life seen indoor football have the amount of rushing that we saw tonight. Smitaka was incredible running the ball, and Hoggard as well. Was that the plan, or was that did you see an opening, considering that the defensive line for Marion coming in tonight, great reputation?
They have a great defensive line. This league is set up to run the ball. I'm a passing guy. If you go back and look, the last 3 years we've led all of indoor football in passing yards. Okay, but I'm all about winning, and I understand the numbers game, and the numbers dictate that you have to be able to run the football in this league because of the rules with the linebackers. So we have some bigger packages, I think you saw, with a bunch of different fullbacks and tight ends in, and just try to keep people off their toes, and it worked well tonight.
Now, towards the end of that first half, you had to run in with the officials with the challenge. What were you looking for, asking the officials, considering it was a touchdown?
It was a missed application of the rules, and what I mean by that is we shifted to a formation, and it caught them off guard, and they shifted over their defensive end onto our wide receiver. And that's illegal. Like, he has to stay on our guard even if we shift out of a set. He can't bump over onto a wide receiver. You have to have 3 down linemen. So that's why I was so, heated because, sure. I was upset with that.
Protecting your players.
Sure.
You don't want one of those defensive ends.
Sure.
42-40, they go for the field goal. The original ruling on the field was complicated because one official said good, one official said not. What were your emotions going on, especially while they read the rule book?
I trusted the officials would make the right judgment. I knew that if they ruled the ball hit the ceiling before it went through the uprights, it had to be ruled no good. So I was confident when I saw the mechanics of the back judge. He actually pointed up into the ceiling, if you see him. Yep. So that's ruling that he saw it hit the ceiling tiles before it went through. So there, I was pretty confident. I wasn't 100%. I was a little nervous when they pulled that phone book out and started, that rule book, and they're leafing through the pages. Yeah, I was a little concerned, but hey, it worked out. It was a great game. Really, nobody deserved to lose this game. I take my hat off to Marion. They did a great job. I know they got some new personnel in this week, and they were outstanding. They really were.
How much easier is it to make that 3-4 hour bus ride home knowing that you got this, not only a win, but a very hard-fought, emotional win?
Let me just say this. It's going to be a nice ride home.
And that's head coach Sean Iota from the Erie Explosion. Tonight's winners, 42-40. We're here with our player of the game, Andre Barboza, and it is with a Z, right?
Yes, sir, with a Z.
Oh, now, fans tonight saw a tremendous performance from the offense in the second half.
Yes, sir.
What did Coach Thea say in the locker room? You guys came out fired up in that second half.
We just had to focus up, everybody do our job. We kind of came on the first half worrying about other things instead of what we had to do. He just told us to take care of your job and things will work out, and they did in the second half.
Obviously high emotions, quite a few times. There were scuffles in there. How is it for you trying to keep emotions in check? Obviously they're high, but you still got to perform. I mean, no matter how bad it is, you still got to do a job.
Football is an emotional game, whether you want to say it's not. It's an emotional game. You got to play with some sort of anger because it's like Mr. Monty Coleman says, it's a hurt business. So you have to play with some emotion. We just like a brother. We got each other's back. Nobody's gonna come in our house and try to mess with one of our brothers.
Now, something that normal football doesn't have, outside football, you have walls you have to worry about.
Yes, sir.
You have concrete you have to worry about. And you trying to tell the people at home what it's like to have to go knowing that there's a wall and there's concrete waiting on you.
The way Coach Thea says it, you just got to pretend the wall's not there. Just like you're outside, everything's the same. There's just walls. You just got to pay it. Just act like they're not there. Make the plays.
It was a 42-40 loss, but that was a game I'm sure you guys can be proud of in a lot of ways.
We fight. I don't want to use the word proud just because we all like to win. We got a bunch of people that want to win and hate to lose even more, But we definitely fought. We're going to always fight. That's just the attitude of this team.
Now, performance-wise, obviously, I think much better than last week against Saginaw. How do you think the offense has progressed in 2 games so far?
We're just getting used to the system now. We got people getting healthy, people coming back around, so we're all starting to gel now. And I think we can work off what we did in the second half.
Seem to have a lot of chemistry with Adam Neugebauer. Is that something that's progressed immensely from week 1 to week 2?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's just all about, practice time and the timing. And I think in the second half, all the receivers, with Satchel and Evans, we just started to gel, got the timing down with Adam. He comes to the sideline. What do you see? What do you want? He kind of, tells us where to be, and we got to be there.
Hi, Andre Barboza, our player of the game. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And there's a big block on the near side. Lawrence looking for 5. 3, Kinderbuggy. 2. It's in. Oh, it's in. It's going to touch the wall. There's our guy.